500,000 homes, farms, businesses, winter, spring, summer, and cool fall football Friday nights. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, powering the thrill of Friday night lights.
I'm Rex Nelson. Outside of the state's natural beauty, the thing that strikes me most as I travel Arkansas is the junk in yards and trash along the highways. In a place that markets itself as the natural state, we've too often been guilty of, at best, ignoring our natural treasures, at worst, polluting and littering them. Let's take pride in our state by keeping it litter-free. Visit KeepArkansasBeautiful.com to get involved.
This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
A smile is a powerful thing, especially when it's protected by the nation's largest network of dentists, Delta Dental. Not only is a healthy smile a good indicator of your overall health, it also comes in handy when you're stealing the fries off your friend's plate, even though you didn't want fries. But here you are, smiling that healthy smile of yours.
One other game for you, Nate. Fayetteville and Cabot. Fayetteville's at home. If Cabot wins this game, you're potentially looking at a 7A Central semifinals. It could be all four teams from the 7A Central. This is kind of one of those games that could swing either way. I guess any game could swing either way, but you know what I'm saying. It's about that matchup.
To learn more about enjoying the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy. Always there.
Join the hundreds of Saracen Casino jackpot winners. We're only 40 minutes from Little Rock, and it's your turn to win. Play all this month to win your share of up to $100,000 in prizes, including a rugged 2022 Jeep Gladiator. Every weekend in November, Saracen will give away thousands of dollars in free slot play. Then on Saturday night, the 27th, be on hand for your chance to win an all-new Jeep Gladiator. Be our next grand prize winner. Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style. Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
At Simmons Bank, we've been helping our customers' dreams come true since 1903. We have the products and services fit for you and the tools to help you manage your finances with ease and security. Whether you're saving and investing for the future, starting a new business, or buying a new home, we're with you every step of the way. Simmons Bank is proud to support Friday Night Football in Arkansas. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Did you know you can save lives and help flip the script on organ and tissue donation in Arkansas by
Flipping a burger,
flipping your hair, or doing a flip with friends?
20 people die every day waiting for organ transplants. Take the Aurora Flip It for Life Challenge and help us increase organ and tissue donor registration in our state. Share on social media, tag Aurora, and use hashtag FlipItForLife. Learn more and register to become an organ and tissue donor at flipitforlife.org.
And welcome back into the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show. One final segment here with Nate Olson. One other game for you, Nate. Fayetteville and Cabot. Fayetteville's at home. If Cabot wins this game, you're potentially looking at a 7A Central semifinals. It could be all four teams from the 7A Central. This is kind of one of those games that could swing either way. I guess any game could swing either way, but you know what I'm saying. It's Fayetteville and Cabot. Talk about that matchup a little bit.
Cabot would be the one team that you wouldn't feel as confident about saying they're going to win. You feel confident about Bryant. Very confident about Bryant. Very confident about Conway. And pretty confident. I'm pretty confident about North Little Rock going to Bentonville and winning. I think they can do it. Cabot, on the other hand, I don't think that we have seen the best Cabot performance yet. I think the Harbor game may have been close, but they haven't played well in a big. They haven't played well against North Little Rock, Conway, or Bryant, and they need to play their A game. Now, of course, last year they went to Bentonville, an underdog, and pulled that game out with a defensive stand in the final seconds to win. So they know they can do it. They've got the athletes to do it. You've got to contain Bladen Fike and Isaiah Satenya. The duo, one has just been offered the Division I quarterback offer in Fike, and Satenya just flipped from Oregon to Arkansas, premier track athlete, very fast. Got to keep him in front of you, but it's a big challenge for their defense. They've got a great defensive line, can put some pressure on Fike. You never know what might happen. But Fayetteville's been preparing for Cabot for 2 weeks. They figured that Harbor would probably lose, and they'd already played them. So they're going to be prepared for Cabot. Cabot's going to have to play very, very well to win.
Nate, we are completely out of time, not only for this episode, but for the year. So I got to say a big thank you to you and the folks at Scorebook Live for helping us out and making this a good show all season long. And, it kind of just progressed a little bit. Had you on one segment at a time to where you've become the expert, filling almost an entire show for us. So thanks for all that you've done to cover high school football and to make this show good.
Michael, I appreciate it. It's a privilege of mine to share the air with you and love talking high school football and promoting Scorebook Live, and look forward to doing it again next year.
A big special thank you to everyone who has made this show possible over the last 13 weeks. Can you believe it? We're into the second round of the playoffs. Hope you enjoy your game wherever you may be going tonight to watch. And thank you for listening to our show. Our show is brought to you by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Gift Arkansas 529 Education Savings Plan, Hot Springs Convention and Visitors Bureau, Keep Arkansas Beautiful, Arkansas Delta Byways, Simmons Bank, Saracen Casino and Resort, UAMS, Vaccinate Arkansas, Centerpoint Energy, Arkansas Prostate Cancer Awareness Foundation, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Delta Dental, Arkansas State Parks, and Aurora. Until next year, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Michael Westbrook. This has been the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show.
The following is a special sports presentation from the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for Nettleton Raider football on 94.1 Bob FM. Presented by NEA Baptist, First National Bank, Kavanaugh Auto Group, Jonesboro Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, St. Bernard's, Domino's Pizza, and Real Estate Nate. Now let's go to the NEA Baptist broadcast booth and join Craig Miller for the First National Bank pregame show.
Yellow again, everybody, and welcome to Nettleton High School, where Raider pride is justified. Welcome to Nettleton Raider playoff football. Tonight, the 11-0 Nettleton Raiders take on the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors in round 2, the quarterfinals of the 5A state playoffs. My name is Craig Miller, and I'm joined in the NEA Baptist broadcast booth by my tag team partner, Andy Shatley. Andy, I cannot think of a better way for us two old Raiders to spend a Friday night.
Yeah, this is really exciting. It's being a Raider alumni and being able to see this product on the field. Beautiful field. This field did not look like this when we were here back in the day. This is a beautiful field. The lights are on. The crowd's coming in. It's a crisp playoff night. Perfect weather for football. I think we're going to see an outstanding game tonight.
41 degrees and fair, and magic, playoff magic in the air. Definitely, Raider magic was in the air last Friday night as Nettleton defeated the Hot Springs Trojans 33-14. Andy, Hot Springs is a big-name school with a long tradition of winning football. That was a good win. I would say a marquee win for the Raiders.
It really was. Being the top seed, you are still going to get that 4th seed coming out of that other conference, and so that's probably not the Hot Springs team of yore, but certainly put up a big fight against Nettleton. But Nettleton had a huge answer for Hot Springs, and the one Kobe Bradley, and I think we're going to tease maybe this new nickname we're going to kind of use for him tonight.
I'm going to unveil it here in the next couple of sentences. It was, as Andy mentioned, the JOSM player of the game last week was senior running back Kobe Bradley. Kobe rushed 26 times for 281 yards and 4 touchdowns. Andy, it was a big night for the Cobra.
The Cobra.
The Cobra.
Kobe Bradley, the Cobra. Man, that's awesome.
Got to give credit to John Seymour for that.
Did you have – I think we had an online contest today on social media trying to help the situation.
Yep.
We had a couple of good ideas.
Yeah.
But somebody came out with Cobra, and I was like, that's it.
That's genius.
That's it.
That's John Seymour who come up with that.
That's
K-Train was my idea. Little Mamba was yours, but let's go with Cobra.
Well, let's talk about what that means, because last Friday night, Hot Springs came in here with the idea of really attacking and trying to put Nettleton, back on their heels, and they came storming after Cameron Scarlett. I think if I had to count, they probably blitzed 20 to 30 times last Friday night,
and
really kind of took Cameron out of the ball game. But we had the answer, and the snake bit back on last Friday night, and the Cobra went off for almost 300 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
He would have gotten 300 yards, but he went down in the fourth quarter with an ankle injury. I have seen him all week long, Raider Nation, walking around the halls at Nettleton very gingerly on that ankle. I talked to the running back coach, Coach Josh Pagan, just a few minutes ago and said, hey, is Kobe going to be able to go tonight? Coach Pagan says, I don't know yet. And this was at 6 o'clock when he says, I don't know yet. So we're going to see how he feels whenever he warms up. They're out there warming up right now. And so it'll be literally a game time decision to find out if Kobe Bradley is able to go. It was a great night for Kobe. It was also a great night for the Raider defense. Here's a new nickname for you, Andy, the Killer Bees.
Oh, that's going to be Blake Brown, number 20.
Yes, your man.
Yeah, 111 tackles for the season.
Unbelievable, and a big night last week. He led the team with 8 tackles. Jordan Pegram added 7. That's another guy we got. That's inexcusable. We don't have a nickname for Big Jordan Pegram.
You know, the first thing that comes to mind is that dude is so money, we could call him J.P. Morgan.
I like that.
The bank.
You've been
the
thinking.
Guy. No, really, I'm just like J.P. The dude's money. When you try to run the ball, you know, we talked about this last Friday night. There were several times where Hot Springs, for some odd reason, wanted to run right at Jordan Pegram and Blake Brown. That is a bad combination, and that's going to be a long night for an offense.
No doubt about it. Jordan Pegram added 7 tackles last week, including 5 for a loss, and the Raiders held Hot Springs to just 2 scores. I think you'd agree with me, Andy. Coach Alan Johnson and this Raider defense, they've been so fun to watch this year, and they are a huge reason why the Raiders stand at a historic 11-0.
Yeah, they really are. You know, it kind of starts with the talent you have on defense. You know, if you go around to your secondary positions and your crew of linebackers and your aggressive defensive line play, you have all the components of a very, very good defense. When you combine that with the defensive acumen of an Alan Johnson and his ability to not only put them in positions to be successful, but also make the appropriate adjustments at halftime, they have been lights out this season.
They sure have, and we're so proud to have Alan Johnson at Nettleton, and what a great job he's done as the defensive coordinator this year. We're about to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we're going to talk about tonight's matchup. Don't you go anywhere. You are listening to the First National Bank pregame show. It's playoff football. It's Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers. UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Did you know for the first time in years, the percentage of positive drug tests has increased among workers due to increasing use of methamphetamines and marijuana? Employment drug testing is a powerful risk management tool that provides a safer, more productive workplace. It helps decrease employee turnover and absenteeism, reduces employer risk, and lowers workers' compensation incentive rates by reducing the chance of accidents and injury. A drug-free workplace program can ensure that you have a safer, more productive workplace. National MedTest Incorporated is a company who specializes in this field. Give them a call today at 931-1993 and set up a program that's right for you to make your place drug-free. National MedTest Inc., making businesses and schools drug-free.
Welcome back to the First National Bank pregame show. It's week 2 of the 2021 playoffs, and the Nettleton Raiders are hosting the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors. This is the second time in school history that Nettleton has played Little Rock Christian. We played them in round 1 of the 2007 state playoffs. We lost that game 42-21. the Warriors, they've beaten a lot of teams. They are one of the premier high school football programs in the state of Arkansas. They've been to the state championship game for the last 3 seasons, and they were the 5A state champs most recently in 2018 when they beat Pulaski Academy in the finals. As for this season, Little Rock Christian is the 3rd seed out of the Central. They are 9-2 on the year. They finished the regular season 8-2 with wins over Little Rock Central, Searcy, Magnolia, Center Hill, Maumelle, BB, Jacksonville, and Watson Chapel. Their 2 losses came to Whitehall, who beat them 14-10, and Pulaski Academy, who throttled them 63-14. Last week in the first round of the playoffs, they just destroyed Valonia 53-29. Andy, this is a tough team. I know you've been able to watch a lot of video on them over the last several days. What's your impression of the Warriors from Little Rock Christian?
Well, they're going to be one of the tougher teams that we face this year, and a balanced team on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. They have legitimate threats on both sides of the ball. I think any time that you have to face PA in your own conference, you're going to struggle because they have certainly shown themselves to be year in and year out one of the toughest teams in this level of football. But once again, I don't necessarily think this is the strongest Little Rock Christian team that they've been able to field over the last few years. So if you had to draw one, I think I might take this year's product that they have on the field. They do have weaknesses, and being able to watch the film against Pulaski Academy, Pulaski Academy will reveal all your weaknesses, and Nettleton actually is in an advantage of coming into this game and being able to watch the film on the Pulaski Academy game, because there was a lot of things that a Little Rock Christian struggled with, and honestly, Nettleton kind of aligns with PA as far as being so balanced on the offense and defense side of the ball. So the game plan to a win was shown on film against Pulaski Academy.
I think what you're trying to tell me, in the words of Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Absolutely. You have to play football every Friday night. You never know what's going to happen at the high school level. Both of these teams match up very well. They're both very talented, both very well coached. And when 2 teams like that collide, honestly, I can't tell you who has an advantage tonight because everything everything you want to compare, defense to defense, push, offense to offense. Well, they pass the ball a little bit better. Nettleton runs the ball a little bit better. Push, special teams, push, coaching, probably another push. So we're going to settle it on the field here tonight.
That's exactly right. It's the Raiders from Nettleton. It's the Warriors from Little Rock Christian. It's playoff football on NTV. When we come back, we'll hear from the Raiders head coach, Stephen Hampton. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the First National Bank pregame show on the EAB Sports Network.
Told banks with branches don't have the digital capabilities you need. But why not have the best of both worlds? At First National Bank, we have all the online banking tools you could ever need. Plus, if you need something, we have real people in real places near you. Digital, with branches and real people. We know you can't be everywhere at once, but we can be anywhere you are. Check it, snap it, track it, pay it, move it, and ask it anywhere. First National Bank, putting you first, always.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
As many years as our family has been in this business, we have a lot of friends. We built a lot of relationship with customers in Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri. Our families at Glen Sain want to reach out to you and say we really appreciate the many years of business. I feel like our folks have done a great job getting our sold orders for our customers and taking care of our customers in service for the last several months with all the issues we've had. Things will get back to normal. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Glen Sain, and God bless our troops.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp Document Systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp Document Systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest.
My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
Welcome back to the First National Bank pregame show. We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton for our weekly pregame visit. Coach, I've heard you talk all year long about the three different seasons, non-conference, conference, and playoffs. So far, so good in all three seasons. Congratulations on the big win over Hot Springs last week.
Well, thank you. We're excited. Right now, you get into the playoffs, it's just about, survive and to the next week. We just want to be 1-0, and our kids came out and, did what we had to do against Hot Springs and get to the second round. Now we got to just find a way to advance. That's the name of the game.
It seems like the Trojans had a pretty clear game plan defensively last week. Stop number 9, stop Cameron Scarlett. It was great to see Kobe Bradley step up and have a big night offensively.
Yeah, no question. They came out with a mindset of trying to take away Cameron, and Cameron only had, I think, nine carries, and then Kobe breaks out for a huge game, and that's kind of, when you face us, it's kind of pick your poison, try to take one away, the other one can hurt you, and that's what happened on Friday night.
I know you like to name an offensive player every game. Who was your offensive player of the game? Seems to me pretty obvious, but who was your offensive player of the game last week?
Yeah, we went with the obvious choice. Kobe Bradley had 280 yards rushing, had 4 touchdowns. I'll throw in he had one reception for 19 yards as well. But he was our clear offensive player of the week.
And he should have had 5 touchdowns, if you ask me. I felt like there was one play that he took it to the house, but it was whistled dead prematurely.
Yeah, that one got called back. So, you very well. He could have been over 300 yards rushing, with that carry right there for 5 touchdowns.
I know Kobe left the game early with an aggravated ankle. What's the prognosis on his ankle, and will we see number 3 in the Raider backfield tonight?
Well, it's going to be, right up to game time. He's been limited in practice. We've been trying to, getting as much treatment, in the training room as possible before school, during lunch, at practice, doing rehab stuff. So it's going to be all the way up to game time. He's going to give it a go. We'll see what happens.
Coach, I've been very impressed with Kobe's backup, Keandre Pope, all season long. He's averaging over 7 yards a carry. It's got to make y'all feel good from an offensive standpoint to have Pope ready to go if needed tonight.
Yeah, there's no question. Keandre, all season he has been a great practice guy. He's worked extremely hard. He's always been ready, and when his number's called. And, he's going to get some carries. He's going to get some time, tonight. And I'm sure he'll make the most of it. He's an explosive guy. He's had a great summer, at team camps and stuff. He looked really good. He's had, the times he's gotten carries this year, he's looked really good. So, we feel good about where we're at, running back-wise for sure.
Coach, Hot Springs was an explosive team offensively. They came in averaging nearly 30 points a game this season. Your defense held them to 14. Who are some guys on the defensive side of the ball who deserve a shout-out from the coach?
Well, our defensive player of the week was Blake Brown. He had 14 tackles, 8 solos, 6 assists, and a tackle for loss. But also you throw in Jordan Pegram, who had 5 TFLs, and I thought Kylan Butler continues to get better and better, making plays, all over the field. And really, those guys, and, it was a full team effort, but those guys kind of stood out.
And that's kind of been your usual suspects all year long.
Yeah, they've all played well. I think, Pegram has been, Mr. Consistent every week, playing well. Blake has been, he's our leading tackler. I think he's got 111 tackles for the year. And then Kylan, like I said, he has continued to get better and better each week. We've seen steady improvement. I'll give a shout-out to Javonte Wallace. We felt like he had one of his better games, playing hard inside on the defensive line. And, if those guys continue to improve and play at that level, they cause people a lot of problems.
Let's talk special teams, Coach. How pleased were you with your special teams play last week?
Well, overall, we did some good things. Just consistency is the thing we're looking for, and so we got to be consistent. In all areas of the game, and this week it's going to be crucial because they have they're really good in special teams. So we got to make sure that we take advantage of those opportunities.
Before we start talking about our opponent tonight, let's make mention of the fact that your team made a little school history last week. They are the very first Nettleton team to ever be 11-0. Coach, that's a great accomplishment for you and your guys.
Well, it is. It's I'm so pleased with our kids, our coaches, and everybody involved has worked extremely hard and is continuing to work hard and just put. Our coaches are working, tirelessly hour upon hour to make sure we're putting our kids in the best position to be successful. And then our kids are thriving. They're taking that and they're making the most of it. And so I think it's just been a full team effort.
We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton with our weekly pregame visit. Coach, we have got ourselves one more tough opponent tonight, a team that has made the state finals for 3 straight years, the Warriors of Little Rock Christian. I know that you've immersed yourself in film this week watching Little Rock Christian. Let's get a scouting report. How would you describe this team offensively?
Well, they're probably, they are the most balanced team that we have faced so far as far as the ability to throw the ball and run the football. They've got a quarterback that's, he's 6'4", 215 pounds. He's only a sophomore, but he will be a Division I player by the time he's a senior. He can make all the throws. He stands in the pocket, delivers the ball. They have a running back that he's really good. He runs hard. And he's tough to bring down. And then you throw in that, they have their main receiver. He's a kid, I wouldn't say he's a blazer. He's, not a speedster, but he has great ball skills. Even when he's covered, he's not covered because he just can adjust to the football, makes great catches. You throw that in with a tight end that they flex out at receiver that's 6'7", 6'8". That can pose some mismatch opportunities, So we're going to try our best to match up, personnel with that guy. And, we got to find a way. It starts up front. If we can, I think where we have an advantage is at the line of scrimmage. And if our guys can play big up front, we can cause them some problems, and that's going to help our back end. That's going to help our secondary and linebackers big time.
Coach, your offense has been a force all season long. I think about talking about Little Rock Christian. Well, right now they're talking about our guys, I promise you. Cameron Scarlett, the dual threat, rushing and passing for over 1,000 yards this season. Kobe Bradley, also a 1,000-yard rusher. Your talented core of receivers, Jaden Brown, Ken Warren, Max Shan, the big tight end, DJ Willis. We've got some studs on the offensive side of the ball ourselves. Tell us about what those guys are going up against tonight. Tell us about Little Rock Christian's defense.
Well, defensively, they have a very, very stingy defense, quite like ourselves. They play good, sound defensive football. Number 33 on the defensive line, they move him around. You'll see him at defensive end. You'll see him at defensive tackle. He's a good player. He comes off the football. He's about 240 pounds, 6'3". He's a good football player. The linebacker, they have number 20 inside. Really, really good. He's a good player. He's only a sophomore, but, he's already a really talented player. But for them, kind of like us, it starts up front. They try to get after you with the defensive line. And so it's going to be a good challenge for our offensive line. But you know what? That's one of our strong suits, so we feel good about that matchup. We've got to win the line of scrimmage, and those guys have risen to every challenge that they've been faced with all year, and we're looking forward to watching those guys, that matchup, because if you're a spectator, that'll be one to kind of key in on what's going on at the line of scrimmage.
Let's talk about how your team is doing health-wise, Coach. I know we've talked about Kobe Bradley already, going to be kind of a game-time decision with him. How is Jorge Salas doing? Will Jorge be back tonight?
Yeah, Jorge had a an accident off the field, last week during the week and was unavailable. He wasn't able to play last week. He practiced on Wednesday. He's going to play, and he's going to give it a go. And so, he's a senior. He wants to be out there, so we feel good about that. It helps us with some depth for sure. Helps us in the special teams because he was on most of those, and so he's going to play.
That's great. Everybody else okay?
Yeah, we've got guys, last week was a physical game. We got guys that are banged up. You got bruises and bumps, but, it's time of year. You just got to play through some of those. And so, we got guys that, they're going to be, banged up, but they're going to give it a go, and, they're looking forward to it.
Coach, let's talk keys to victory. What are we going to have to do tonight to pick up a big second-round playoff win?
Well, we got to win the line of scrimmage. There's no question about that. We need to win up front on both sides of the football. Turnovers are going to be crucial. Like I told you, the quarterback, he's a good player. He's a sophomore, so if we can confuse or disguise some things, whatever, and make him throw into coverage and get an interception or two, that's going to be huge. But I think those are the keys. We talk about it as a team, Triple E effect, give great effort. Our kids are going to play with, there's no question they're going to play with great effort. We got to execute our assignment, everybody do their job, and then at the end of the night, expect to win.
Coach, let's go make it happen. Thank you so much for your time. Let's go get a win for Raider Nation.
Let's do it. Go Raiders.
Raider pride, brother.
Guys, if you haven't made it into Orville's men's store, then you're missing out. They're the only store in town to exclusively carry brands like Barber, Duckhead, Strong Suit, Tommy Bahama, and Vineyard Vines. Orville's has everything a guy needs, from daily workwear to a big night out on the town. Orville's will have you looking more stylish and feeling more confident than ever before. So make your way to Orville's men's store at 2612 East Nettleton next to Steamroller Blues in Jonesboro and show off your stash. Shop online at orvillesms.com.
It's football time at Wings to Go. That means all the TVs watching the games, all the wings will be hot and flavorful, all the food will be good. It is time to come to Wings to Go. We've weathered the storm. It's almost over. Things are getting better, and we can't wait to see you at Wings to Go. Sports, wings, football, life is great at Wings to Go, both locations.
See Placid Tire Service for the right tire at the right price right now. Placid Tire Service is the area's biggest selection of in-stock tires at the lowest price. While others are searching for tires to order, we'll get you fixed up with a great set of tires and back on the road in no time with our 4 tires, 1 hour guarantee. Plus, we make the purchase easy on your budget with our Placid Tire Service card or no credit needed financing options. For the right tire at the right price right now, the choice is easy. That's Placid Tire Service.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
We welcome you back to Raider Field, where we are just about 3 minutes away from getting started. We're going to tell you about the starting lineups, and then Andy will give us his keys to victory. We've had the opening coin toss, and the Little Rock Christian Warriors won that coin toss. They have elected to receive, so the Raider defense will take the field first. The starters on the defense, Javonte Wallace, Cam Phillips, Jordan Pegram, and a Kylan Butler on the defensive line. The linebackers, Blake Brown, the Killer Bees, and a little change tonight, Andy, also at inside linebacker, Kylan Shelton. The reason Kylan is starting is because Orion Pugh is quarantined, COVID protocol. He's not tested positive for COVID, and thankfully he's healthy, he's well. Just one of those things that that unfortunately happens this day and age, and you can bet we'll miss number 21.
Absolutely. That's really unfortunate for Orion. You know, you try to do everything you can do to try to make sure you're healthy and you stay on the field, and exposure causes a problem like that right there. And kudos to him for coming forward, say, hey, listen, I've been exposed. Kudos to Nettleton for handling this appropriately. Obviously, they're looking out for the health of the player, all the players on the field, and even their opponents. So, yes, it is unfortunate they will be missed tonight, but championship football teams find a way to rally around that type of situation and still find a way to win.
Next man up, Kylan Shelton. He's a sophomore getting the start at inside linebacker. Outside linebacker, Halon Willie. The defensive secondary, cornerbacks, Juan Badillo, Kylan Goodlow, another sophomore, and a couple of seniors at safety, Dorian Tucker and Markellen Barber. On the offensive side is Cameron Scarlett, the all-state quarterback, the Warrior from Nettleton. He's getting the start, of course, at quarterback. In the backfield, supposed to be Kobe Bradley. We'll tell you soon. DJ Willis, Jaden Brown, Ken Warren McShann, Braylon King, the receivers. The offensive line, Alan Campbell, Kylan Gates, Ryan Crawford, Kobe Miller, and Moses Williams. As we're getting ready to kick off, Andy, go ahead and tell us keys to victory.
Well, I will tell you that the keys, it's going to be pretty obvious. Nettleton's defensive line and linebackers are going to have to get in the face of Walker White, the sophomore quarterback for Little Rock Christian. If they can get in the backfield and wreak havoc for them, I suspect that Alan Johnson will force the hand of Walker White and not allow him to sit back there and pick off their secondary. And on the Nettleton side of the ball, they will have to run the football. I think Little Rock Christian is exposed, and that's a weakness of theirs. And Nettleton could have a huge game tonight running the football.
We are just about ready to kick off. Nettleton will be kicking off to Little Rock Christian. Kendrick McShann to kick off for the Raiders. Back deep for Little Rock Christian. Number 16, Eli Cooper. He is their stud wide receiver. And I believe that is number 1, Brian Gittens, if I'm seeing it right. What are we seeing down there on the sideline, Andy?
I see Kobe Bradley, I think, that doesn't have pads on.
That's right. So Kobe Bradley will not be playing. His ankle just unable to go. So our starting tailback as the kickoff goes to the Little Rock Christian Warriors. They fielded at the 10. Moving right to left on your radio dial up to the 27-yard line where he is tackled. And on the stop for Nettleton is Curtis Smith and Kylan Shelton. So Little Rock Christian will take over 1st and 10. Ball spotted actually at their own 28-yard line, it looks like.
Well, Little Rock Christian absolutely has a really nice offense. You know, Walker White's averaging probably a couple of 100 yards passing a game. I think he's encroaching on 1,700 yards, 1,800 yards passing for the year, so he can certainly throw it. But Nettleton can play defense too, and you're already seeing them crowd the box now.
Little Rock Christian, first play from scrimmage, a little jet sweep running right side, number 10. He is tripped up over there by Dorian Tucker. However, he gets a gain of, it looks like, 5 yards. Is going to be 2nd down and 5. That was Andrew Wadsworth on the carry.
That's not a surprising defensive switch. Typically, you will see Nettleton play cover 4 or cover 3 deep, and they're in man-to-man right now, and they're trying to put as many people in the box as possible and try to get to the quarterback.
White, the quarterback, they say he's a D1 prospect. He hands it off to Dyer Jones, trying to test the right side of the line of scrimmage, and he is stood up over there. Jamie Morris in on the stop. A host of black jerseys. Also in on the play, Precious J. Javante Wallace over there. It's a gain of, we'll call it a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Little Rock Christian.
Quickly here in the first couple of plays, you've seen Alan Johnson, the chess play he makes is he switches Nettleton to a man-to-man, and they've got 8 people in the box right now.
So it's 3rd down and 3. Little Rock Christian in a pistol. White with a hard count. Nettleton's defensive front stays disciplined. He hands it to his running back, Dyer Jones, and he's running left side. He's got the 1st down. He's across midfield, runs out of bounds inside Nettleton territory at the 44-yard line, and we see that excellent running back, Javion Dyer Jones, do his thing.
Yeah, you know, when you go man-to-man and you have 1 person or 2 people, linebackers, that are responsible for the running back, and that's going to be your outside linebackers. And if they get blocked, you're in trouble when man-to-man because you don't have anybody to help you in the flats.
The Warriors going to pass this time. White looking downfield. It is incomplete, intended for Eli Cooper, their best receiver, over his head. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Good coverage by the Raiders.
Well, that's good coverage, but also you got Jordan Pegram sitting in your face right there, and he had to throw it over the top of Jordan, and that air mails it over the top of the wide receiver. So there's more than just coverage. I mean, yes, our kids play great coverage on those wide receivers, but when you got big Jordan Pegram in your face, it's hard to hit them.
J.P. Morgan, Jordan Pegram gives the ball to Dyer Jones, running up the middle. He is tripped up. Going to be a gain of a couple of 3. That's the Killer Bees, Blake Brown on the stop. Looks like a gain of, we'll call it 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, this is going to be a big down for Nettleton. However, I'm certain that Little Rock Christian's probably in 4-down territory already.
Gives to Dyer Jones. He's looking for room to run, not finding much. Kylan Butler grabs a hold of him, wrestles him to the ground. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. It's going to be 4th down for Little Rock Christian. 4th down, and we'll call it 4. 4th and 4 for the Warriors.
Well, the chess play here for Alan Johnson is, he's just playing straight man-to-man across the board, and he's stacking as many people in his box as possible to try to stop Javian, their running back, and pretty much daring Walker White to throw the football. So if they can play man-to-man bump and coverage defense and throw them off of their timing, this is going to be a great defensive stand here.
4th and 4 for the Warriors. They got a man in motion, and they're going to throw it. It's knocked down by Jordan Pegram, denied. Turnover on downs. 1st down Raiders after a big play by Jordan Pegram.
Well, that's exactly what I talked about on the last play. Jordan's kind of figuring this thing out, and if they're going to throw quick, and that's kind of, the thought process is of when you're trying to run man-to-man and you're trying to bump coverage my wide receivers, and you're putting 8 people in the box and you're coming at me, I'm going to try to get rid of the football quickly. And so Jordan realized I can't get there, so the next best thing is to knock the ball down. Outstanding play, and we've seen him rise to the occasion on numerous games and numerous Friday nights this year.
1st and 10 for the Raiders on our own 38-yard line. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. He's going to run it himself. Up the middle, looking for a hole, not really finding any. He is tackled after a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Something tells me we may be seeing number 9 running the ball an awful lot tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You got your senior quarterback who is your dual threat, and he is not afraid to run the football. He's very physical. And Little Rock Christian, honestly, when you watch them on film, their weakness is going to be a strong running team.
2nd down and 8 for the Raiders. Gives to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope running right side, not finding much room to run. He is stopped forward progress. He might have made it back to the line of scrimmage. It might have been a short loss. In any event, it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Raiders. 3rd down and 8 after the no gain on that play.
Yeah, we got a flag on the top up there, and I think it's going to be a legal procedure. So we're going to back it up and repeat the down.
So instead of 3rd down and 8, it's going to be 2nd down and 13, if my math is correct. Raiders have the ball. The ball is marked at their own 33-yard line. We're scoreless here in the first quarter, 8:44 to play. And now then they're moving it forward. It's actually, they're calling it 3rd down and 8.
Oh, it was declined.
So, okay, so they declined the penalty. So instead of 2nd and 13, they figured let's just go 3rd down and 8.
Yep.
Let's see if the Raiders can make them pay for that decision. 3 receivers up top. Down low, 1 receiver. That is Braylon King. Scarlett back to pass. Under pressure, he's going to run it. He's got the 1st down. He's across midfield, bounces out left side, down the sideline, across the 40-yard line to the 39 of Little Rock Christian, and there's that senior quarterback getting things done with his legs.
Craig, have you ever heard of a block called a D-cleat? You know what that is?
Knock somebody out of their cleats?
Well, you knock them out of the point to where their cleats are facing up in the air. When you watch that film tomorrow, I want you to watch DJ Willis. So you saw Cameron slide out to the edge there, wide open. DJ Willis laid somebody out right in front of Cameron Scarlett. I love seeing those downfield blocks by these wide receivers.
2 receivers spread out far to the right. Cameron Scarlett going to run it himself up the middle. Has some positive yardage. It's going to be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders.
That's going to be an illegal shift because you had 2 people moving at the same time. And the offensive coordinator's trying to call timeout because he saw both of them moving. Cameron didn't recognize it and was unable to call a timeout.
So the 5-yard penalty will move the Raiders back. It's going to be 1st down and 15 for the Raiders. The ball on the Warrior 45-yard line. 8:28 to play in the first quarter. We are scoreless here at Nettleton. 2nd round of the 5A playoffs. Andy Shatley and I from the nice, warm NEA Baptist broadcast booth. Get better with Baptist. Scarlett in the gun. Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. Now Pope goes in motion. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers up top. In motion is Braylon King. Scarlett kind of fumbled the snap a little bit, recovered, and didn't get anything. He got back to the original line of scrimmage as he tried to make something happen out of that play. Almost a busted play, and it's going to be 2nd down and 15.
Well, I can tell you that, keeping the ball on the ground and shortening this game is advantage Nettleton. And every time they run the football and keep it in play and keep the clock running, I think improves Nettleton's chance of winning tonight.
2nd down and 15 for the Raiders. Pope in motion. 2 receivers left side, 2 receivers right side. Scarlett's going to pass. Under pressure, rolling left, looking downfield. He throws, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by number 10 on the far sideline, Andrew Wadsworth, and it's a first turnover of the night. The first interception goes Little Rock Christian's way as Scarlett was picked off by Wadsworth.
Well, it's a great play by Andrew Wadsworth. He stepped right in front of D.J. Willis, and D.J. Willis was open for just a brief moment. Cameron reached back trying to throw across his body and was just a hair behind D.J., and great play by Wadsworth from Little Rock Christian.
Looks like there may be a flag on the field. Yes, personal foul against Little Rock Christian.
That's roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. Okay, so that's instead of an interception, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty for the Raiders. Home crowd goes wild. Big break for Nettleton.
I failed to watch after the play there to see what happened with Cameron. It was certainly he was scrambling, and I can't remember exactly who was close to him, but we'll have to, I guess, watch the replay on that right there. But I will certainly take that call because
absolutely.
That you go from a turnover to a 15-yard penalty. That's a huge turn of events.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders. The ball on the Little Rock Christian 30-yard line. In motion is Pope. Scarlett's going to run it himself. Bounces out left side. He is brought down after a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I just feel like tonight you're going to see a lot of Nettleton running the football. When you watch game film, Little Rock Christian's number 33, Titus Colquitt, he leads the team with tackles for loss and 32 and 10 sacks. But honestly, he's the only one that I really think is a threat to stop Nettleton's running game, and I'll just continue to pound. I mean, Nettleton's offensive line, if you're continue to do this in 2 and 3 and 4 quarters, they will wear on you.
Full backfield for the Raiders. D.J. Willis and Keandre Pope flanking Cameron Scarlett. The play is whistled dead. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Raiders. False start. It'll back them up 5 instead of 2nd and 5. It's going to be, 2nd and 6. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Well, Nettleton needs to play a clean game tonight. They do not need these are mental penalties right here. And I know you're in the first half, and this is the second round of the playoffs, but when you get to this point in the season, you got a lot of leadership on that offensive line and your wide receivers. Everybody knows what's going on, and this is not the time to be jumping off sides, to have 2 people moving and stuff like that, because this is a very good team you're playing, and they will capitalize on those mistakes.
2nd down and 11 for the Raiders. Scarlett's going to run it right up the middle left side, gain of maybe 1 before he's brought down at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders.
One of the things you'll see Nettleton do is just continue to run the football and get it on film so that in halftime they can kind of see what the defense is trying to do. Against Pulaski Academy, you saw them go 3 down linemen, and Nettleton, I think, has had a little different feel than PA because they're not going to throw it around like PA did. And now you see 7 guys in the box here with 4 down linemen in Little Rock Christian.
Scarlett back to pass. Under pressure, he runs it. He is brought down after a gain of a couple. Nice tackle there by number 44, Slate Wilkerson. Scarlett gains a couple of yards. It's going to be 4th down and 8 for the Raiders on the 28-yard line of the Warriors.
Well, this game certainly can come down to turnovers and field position. And Nettleton actually has the edge there. You've got Little Rock Christian with 14 turnovers and Nettleton 8 turnovers for the season.
4th and 8, hard count. Little Rock Christian comes sprinting across the line of scrimmage. That's going to be offsides against Little Rock Christian. So instead of 4th down and 8, it's going to be 4th down and 3, and that is a much, much better situation for the Raiders, Andy.
It really is, and it kind of changes the MO for Nettleton when that happens in short yardage, and you'll see them go with a different personnel grouping. And, big Jordan Pegram comes into the ball game to play tight end, and they go heavy on the right side. And I suspect what you're going to see is Cameron Scarlett running off right tackle.
Yeah, the Raiders heavy on the right side this time. Scarlett in the backfield. He's running behind the fullback and Hayden Partee, and he does not get the first down. He's brought down near the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a turnover on downs with 4:58 remaining in the first quarter. Little Rock Christian will take over 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line, 23-yard line. We're scoreless here in the first quarter.
Well, you kind of saw the same thing for Little Rock Christian. They drove the ball down there and wasn't able to do anything with it. And Nettleton turns around, drives the football, not able to do anything with it on their first series. Like we said, this is a very evenly matched game here, and this is the kind of football game we expected to see.
White going to run it himself. He is tackled by Blake Brown. Gains a couple of yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he's not. Walker White is definitely not known for his running ability. Throwing for almost 1,800 yards. He's there to throw the football. But every once in a while, you got to pull it and you got to be a threat. Otherwise, Nettleton's going to key on JV and the running back.
2nd down and 8 for the Warriors. The ball on their own 25-yard line. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield. White's going to pass. Pocket collapses. He decides to run it. He is brought down by Cam Phillips and Precious J. Javante Wallace falls forward for a couple of yards gain. We'll call it a gain of 3 all told. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Little Rock Christian.
Once again, this man-to-man defense that Nettleton's gone to, the quarterback, Walker White, steps back there and immediately he sees nobody open because of this great man-to-man defense that Nettleton's playing, and really gives up on the play and starts scrambling very quickly.
3rd down and 5. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield. White is going to pass. He's under pressure. He rolls out right side, looking downfield. The pass is complete to number 10. He has the first down. Shoestring tackle made there by Nettleton's number 11, Halon Willie, but they're moving the chains. 1st down, Little Rock Christian.
That's a nice way to extend the play there by Walker White. I mean, he really had nowhere to go initially. Scrambled, extended the play, and they kind of flipped it back across his body for a nice pass.
Hurry up offense by Little Rock Christian. The Dyer Jones, the running back, dive up the middle, and he is met by a host of Raiders. Blake Brown, Cam Phillips, Kylan Butler. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
It's really to note that Little Rock Christian quarterback has yet to stand in the pocket and deliver a successful pass. Anything that he's done successful, he's had to scramble.
White, actually that was a direct snap to Dyer Jones, but the play is whistled dead. It's going to be illegal procedure against Little Rock Christian. They'll back it up 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's another situation to where whenever you have somebody go in motion, you have to make sure everybody's set or nobody's moving, and I think that's what happened. That hurry-up offense actually causes some problems because everybody's moving before you snap it.
2nd down and 12 for Little Rock Christian. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield. 2 receivers near side. Gives it to Dyer Jones. Running left side. He is brought down immediately by Nettleton's number 24. Precious J. Javante Wallace. Give him a tackle for a loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 after a big play by Javante Wallace.
Those are the type of plays that will change the trajectory of this game, because if you make Little Rock Christian a one-dimensional team and take the run away from them, and then you're playing this man-to-man defense behind it, that's going to really cause problems for them.
3rd down and 15 for Little Rock Christian. Definite passing down. White rolling out right side. Pass is incomplete, and they throw a flag, however, on the Nettleton cornerback, Kylan Goodlow. So that will be a 15-yard penalty, which should give them a 1st down.
Well, we actually have 2 flags here, and there's no way this guy down here can be calling pass interference across the field.
Maybe it'll be some type of offsetting we'll see what they say. The man in the white hat, the head official, the referee, is gathering information. He'll be telling us shortly what the situation is. Pass interference against Nettleton, and that is a first down.
That's really unfortunate because the ball was well overthrown, and as the wide receiver was trying to come out of his cut, he actually slipped down. And I from here, vantage point, obviously I'm not the closest person to the play, but it didn't look like there was a whole lot of contact there, and it kind of looked like one of those deals to where their feet got tangled up. And I'm not so certain that's the defense's responsibility to stay out of their way.
In any event, it's 1st and 10 for Little Rock Christian on the Nettleton 45-yard line. White gives to Dyer Jones. Dyer Jones nowhere to run. The killer bees, Blake Brown, hits him immediately, brings him down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It's 2nd down and 10.
You know, it's going to be an interesting matchup between those two because, I mean, Blake Brown's job tonight is to stop Dyer Jones. Because he could run all over the field tonight. I mean, they're averaging, 260-something yards rushing just like Nettleton is. But Blake Brown, I'm telling you, he could shut him down by himself.
2nd down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. The ball on the Nettleton 45-yard line. White gives to Dyer Jones. Dyer Jones running right side, has a little bit of room to run this time, and he pulls a couple of black jerseys with him close to the first down. It looks like it's going to be a gain of about 9. Nice hard run there by Dyer Jones. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, he's a load. I mean, he stays low to the ground, and he's built pretty strong. I mean, I'm kind of curious if he's even akin to Michael Dyer back in the day. That used to be. It kind of built the same way.
Correction, 3rd down and 2 for Little Rock Christian. White gives to Dyer Jones. He is met immediately, but he keeps spinning, and I believe he's got a first down. Kylan Shelton makes the tackle. Thought he might have stopped him short of the first down, but he spun his way to a first down. First down, Little Rock Christian.
Well, once again, Craig, when I talk to you, when they take the pass away from Little Rock Christian, and I think Nettleton's MO tonight is going to be run the football, you're going to see a very fast football game. We're almost done with the first quarter.
White gives to Dyer Jones. He stumbles. The turf monster got him, and it's going to be 2nd down, and he might have gained a couple of inches. We'll call it 2nd down and 10. You're right, Andy, 30 seconds on the clock. It's been a fast first quarter.
This is the 3rd possession of the game here, and once again, like I was saying, is that, if you keep the possessions low and the game short as possible, then I think that's in favor of Nettleton here at home.
2nd down and 10. The clock is at 12 seconds. Little Rock Christian looks like they aim to get one more play in before the quarter.
Yeah, the differential is to let the clock run off here and then switch it around.
Well, actually, they're going to let it run all the way down.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless at Raider Field. Back in 60 seconds, you're watching Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
Trust your heart to better care at NEA Baptist. Better access means communication with your award-winning cardiac team anytime, anywhere with the MyChart app. Better technology means leading the state with new treatments and interventions right here in Jonesboro. Better is an integrated team of experts at your service when seconds matter. Your heart deserves better. Find it at NEA Baptist.
We welcome you back to Raider Field, where after one quarter of play, we are scoreless here at Nettleton. And, Andy, it has been a run-oriented offense that both teams have shown here so far.
Yeah, they both can run the football. I mean, they're both averaging 250, 270 yards rushing a game, so they have no problems running the football.
2nd 10 for Little Rock Christian on the Nettleton 35-yard line. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield. White's going to pass. Under pressure, it's a throwback. It is complete to number 35. However, he is tackled on the far sideline by number 18. That is Nettleton's Kylan Shelton. That's the loss of a couple. 2nd down and 12. Big play there by Kylan Shelton.
When you step up as a sophomore, a lot of times you make some mental errors because you're trying to the game's moving fast. But if you look at what happened right there, that was a quarterback throwback to the fullbacks leaking out of the back, and Kylan was all over it. He was not at all. Made a great tackle for loss.
3rd and 12 for Little Rock Christian. Under pressure and sacked by Jordan Pegram. Jordan Pegram with the quarterback sack. It's going to be 4th down and very long for Little Rock Christian.
Well, Craig, you and I talked extensively before the game, and what did I talk to you about the exposure of the backside for the quarterback? I mean, his vulnerabilities on his backside, and any young quarterback, I've been there. Your vulnerabilities on the backside because you're just not paying attention. You're trying to cut the field in half, and you're really only seeing what's happening in front of you. And Jordan was on the opposite side the other time, that way, and was able to get to him.
Little Rock Christian to punt. It's a dandy. Markellen Barber just lets it roll, and unfortunately, Little Rock Christian stops it from going into the end zone. They have pinned the Raiders back inside the 5-yard line. It looks like Nettleton is going to have the ball 1st down and 10 from about the 2-yard line. Good punt, good special teams play by Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, it really was. If this is the type of football game we're going to talk about, then you have to move. If offenses are going to be a push and defenses are going to be a push, you got to move your thought process to special teams and whether or not special teams can shift the field. And that's exactly what Little Rock Christian did there, pinned Nettleton all the way down to the 3-yard line. So now your goal for Nettleton is to get 1 first down. You go 1 first down at a time.
Scarlett in the gun. He's in the end zone, standing on the A of the Raiders in the Nettleton end zone. Nettleton moving right to left. Scarlett runs the ball right side, gets a little bit of positive yardage, maybe a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down. It looks like they're not even giving him 1. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders, ball on the 2.
Yeah, your goal here really is to get 1 first down, and they've been able to move the football pretty successful with Cameron running. The offensive line will start clicking here, and it may take them a half to start wearing on people, but you've seen that Friday after Friday that they wear on people in the second half, then they start breaking some big holes.
Scarlett and Pope in the background. Scarlett's back to pass. Looking downfield. He lets it fly. Intended receivers Ken Warren McShann, but the ball is intercepted by Little Rock Christian, the 47-yard line. That's number 10, Andrew Wadsworth, who made the big interception, and so we'll call that a nice-looking punt. How about that, Andy?
Well, yeah, he actually had the interception from Cameron last time that was negated by a penalty. I will tell you, he has pretty good ball skills. He's a wide receiver.
Right.
And so, throwing it out there, he's not a true defensive player, so he is very comfortable playing the ball, and he did a nice job there.
1st and 10 for Little Rock Christian on Nettleton's 47. They give to Dyer Jones, running left side. He's got nowhere to run. The Nettleton defensive line brings him down. Cam Phillips leading the stop. That will be a tackle for loss for Cam Phillips. It's going to be a loss of 2. It's 2nd down and 12. Good job by the Raider D-line.
Well, and as you astutely pointed out, my colleague here in the booth, that was probably the best thing that happened to Nettleton as far as throwing a long interception. At that point, if I'm their secondary, I let that ball drop and it goes back to the 3-yard line.
Is astutely good or bad?
It's good, not obtuse. Astute is good.
Jet sweep, nowhere to go. He reverses field, however, and gets about 8 yards before he's thrown out of bounds over there by Juan Badillo. So it's going to be 3rd down and short for Little Rock Christian. We'll call it 3rd down and 2.
Nettleton was guilty of over-pursuit there. They really had the running back kind of pinned in and had nowhere to go, and then they had nobody on the backside peeling and covering that backside, and they cut it all the way back.
3rd down and 2 on the Nettleton 39. They give to Dyer Jones. Left side, he's got the 1st down. And they're going to move the chains as Dyer Jones gets it to about the Nettleton 32-yard line.
Well, it's good to see Jamie Morris back in there kind of knocking heads. But Dyer Jones, he's a load to get down. You got to get lower than he is.
Dyer Jones, again, he's got some room. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He busts loose. He scores a touchdown. Little Rock Christian strikes first. Dyer Jones with a 32-yard touchdown run.
Well, yeah, I just suspected that you're going to see a lot of running the football tonight. I mean, obviously Dyer Jones can run the football. They're averaging almost 270-something yards rushing a game. That is the safe bet. You have a sophomore quarterback. You have the second round of the state playoffs. And, Nettleton's going to do the same thing. I mean, we're only going to have pass the football if we have to. And I think Little Rock Christian is going to do the same thing.
The point after attempt is up and it is good. So with 8:54 remaining in the second quarter, your score is Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 0. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Well, we're going to keep it here at Raider Field. So glad to have you with us on this cold Friday night, 40 degrees and clear, full moon, and just a nice night for football. Little Rock Christian has scored first. They have a 7-0 lead over the Raiders, 8:54 to play in the first half.
Well, you know, we talk a lot that Nettleton is a second-half football team, and that's not something that to be said lightly, because we've seen on numerous occasions to where they take a couple licks in the first half, make some adjustments, and come back strong, because they're going to keep pounding the football at you. But a 7-0 game is not how this game's going to end.
Little Rock Christian kicks off. They kick it deep. It is fielded by Keandre Pope at the 10-yard line. Keandre Pope has a little bit of running room and gets it out to the 30-yard line. About a 20-yard return for Pope, who is starting at running back tonight for the injured Kobe Bradley. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Raiders at their own 29-yard line.
Well, we can't talk about this enough, the fact that Kobe Bradley, rushing for 1,600 yards this season, just coming off of a superb game last week, is sitting on the sidelines. I mean, that's definitely tough if you're the offensive coordinator for Nettleton, Coach Wilson, to not have one of your biggest threats out on the field.
No doubt about that, and one of your better defensive players as well, and the senior middle linebacker, Orion Pugh, out. But you go to war with the Army you got. The Raiders going to war tonight. 7-0 Little Rock Christian with the lead here in the second quarter. They give to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope finds a crease right side. He brought down after a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
Well, Nettleton will continue to grind. I mean, you start talking about that big offensive line of Nettleton, this is not the first time they've been here, and they will wear on you, and they will double-team you and kick out, and they're going to keep coming after you.
That's a hard count that draws off the Little Rock Christian defensive line. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty that's going to put Nettleton close to the 1st down marker. It was 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and really less than 1 right now. 2nd down and a yard.
I tell you, Craig, the toughest thing for a hard count is your offensive linemen to hold their water. Man, you tell them in the huddle, say we're going on hard count, and still they want to fire off of there. So great job by offensive linemen in holding your water. 2nd
down and 1. Let's see if Coach Wilson wants to throw the ball here. 3 receivers near side. Downtown Jaden Brown, Braylon King, and Ken Moore and McShann. DJ Willis at the tight end. Instead, they give it to Pope. Pope's got the 1st down, running hard. He gets near midfield. Good run by Keandre Pope. It's going to be 1st down for the Raiders on their own 49-yard line.
Well, I'm sure you got the Cobra over here on the sideline cheering on his buddy out there, because, I mean, he wants to be out there, but at the end of the day, I'm sure Kobe Bradley is like, hey, Keandre, man, just give me another week. Give me another week to get better so I can play next Friday. Great job running off tackle. DJ Willis over there still just throwing blocks. I've been very impressed to see his growth this season over there.
3 receivers near side. He's going to throw. It is complete to Braylon King, and he is hammered immediately after a gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd down and 3.
Well, that's a nice mix of run and pass, and, getting rid of the football quickly to your receivers. That type of pass will be open all night long on Little Rock Christian, how they play off on their zone. And those soft spots in there, and picking those times to pass is probably one of the most important things for Nettleton, because they're going to have to mix it up just a bit, and picking the right time to pass is very important.
Scarlett in the gun. Keandre Pope on his left hip. Gives to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope runs right side, cuts back, trying to move the pile. It does so for a couple of yard gain. He's close to the first down. Looks like he's about a yard shy of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Raiders.
Yeah, this is, you've seen a different approach on defense from Nettleton on man-to-man, where you're also seeing a little bit of a different approach for Little Rock Christian. They're going to a stack cover 3 to try to put 7 in the box at Nettleton, and that's what's making it a little bit more difficult to run the football for Nettleton.
3rd down and 2, actually, for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett in an empty backfield. Hayden Partee in the game as fullback, and he's going to run behind Partee. Looks like he has the first down. We'll see where they spot him as he's running off the right side of that line. Kobe Miller, Moses Williams. He gets enough yardage for the first down. They're going to move the chains. With 6:05 remaining in the second quarter, your score is Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 7, but the Raiders driving.
Yeah, they are, and that was a really big first down. They just barely got it, but that's all it takes in football is just to get the nose across the pole. And now we got a new set of downs, 6 minutes to go in the half. Nettleton's starting to look strong by mixing run and pass.
1st and 10 on the Warrior 41-yard line. Cameron Scarlett in the backfield with Keandre Pope on his left side. 2 receivers up top, 1 down low. Gives to Keandre Pope, runs up the middle, and he is brought down at about the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders.
Well, one of the things that I'm watching tonight is if Nettleton's offensive line, if they're going to dominate and take over the line of scrimmage. And so far tonight, I haven't seen the Nettleton offensive line potential that we've seen in the past. And I don't know if they're trying to figure out who they're blocking or what, but, I mean, eventually you're going to see these guys take over this football game, and they will wear on you as the game goes on.
Scarlett in the gun. Keandre Pope in the backfield with him. He gives to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope running right side, looking to find the edge. He is shoved out of bounds. Gains about 4. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it a 3rd down and a long 5 for the Raiders.
Well, I tell you what, Keandre actually has some wheels.
He does.
That looked like that play was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he really out-sprinted to the corner. So nice jets by Keandre.
7-0 Little Rock Christian. 5:02 to play here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders. Hard count. Little Rock Christian holds their water. It's 3rd down and 5 on the Warrior 36-yard line.
Huge mismatch with DJ Willis. He got somebody on him over there's about half his size.
Scarlett to pass. It's complete. A little wheel route complete to Keandre Pope out of the backfield. He's got the first down. 1st down Raiders.
That's either going to be a hold or roughing the passer again because the flag was thrown back here by the quarterback from the white hat.
Well, let's see. There is a flag down.
Moses Williams was back here, but also Cameron Scarlett was back here. So it's going to be something involving them two.
It's personal foul, roughing the passer against Little Rock Christian. The second time that we've seen that called tonight. And it's 1st down and 10 Raiders after a 15-yard penalty. Andy, that's going to put Nettleton down there at the 20-yard line, maybe inside the 20-yard, the 19-yard line. We're in the red zone tonight for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that one was a little bit more obvious. It was really just a swing pass to the top, and the ball was way gone before the quarterback was hit on that one.
Scarlett's going to keep it himself. Running left side. He finds a hole, but a good tackle by the Little Rock Christian defender. Scarlett falls forward, and that's going to be a gain of 8. It's 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, running the football here, what you're going to see is the Nettleton offensive line, and this is your chance to really speak up and open those holes up for Cameron.
Scarlett's going to run the ball himself again. He bounces out left side, has the first down. He's inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 7. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Raiders with 4:27 on the clock in the second quarter. They trail 7-0.
Great job. This is the kind of series that you answer with when Little Rock Christian runs the football and they get a touchdown. I mean, you put together some nice plays, run-pass options, throw a nice couple of passes here just to switch things up, just to say, hey, we're willing to throw the football. And so it kind of softens up those outside linebackers and those secondaries to come flying in there. And Cameron's shifty. He can make a hole where there is no hole sometimes. This is the kind of drive that we're looking for, and things are looking real promising for Nettleton football right now.
Little Rock Christian calls a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 4:26 remaining in the second quarter. We're trailing 7-0 Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
If you're looking for some land you'd like to populate, call Real Estate, Real Estate, Real Estate Nate.
Listen, we all know the real estate market is crazy right now, so whether you're buying or selling, you deserve maximum value. You want real market knowledge. You want real negotiating power. You want real results. You need Real Estate Nate. Give me a call. I got you back.
Call Real Estate, Real Estate, Real Estate Nate.
Call today. Real Estate Nate with Halsey Thrasher Harpole Real Estate Group. 870-261-3927.
4:26 remaining in the second quarter. It's first down and goal to go for the Raiders at the 7. Cameron Scarlett running right up the middle, breaks one tackle, keeps moving forward. He is brought down at about the 5-yard line. It's going to be second down and goal to go from the 5 for the Raiders.
Well, from the last couple of times he has pulled that ball and running up the middle. One of these is about to be wide open. If he hands the ball off to Keandre, he's going to take off and outrun somebody to the pylon.
Keandre Pope in the backfield with Scarlett. Second down and goal to go from the 5. Jet sweep. Downtown Jaden Brown stumbles and falls forward to the 4-yard line. It's going to be third down and goal to go from the 4.
That was the call, really, and I thought it was going to be the Keandre Pope and him outflanking the defense, but a jet sweep to Jaden Brown, that had touchdown written all over it. He just was unable to put his foot in the ground and slipped.
So third down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Cameron Scarlett, Keandre Pope in the backfield for the Raiders. Hard count. Little Rock Christian stays disciplined. Scarlett audibles at the line of scrimmage. Third down and goal to go from the 4. Scarlett's going to pass. The pass is into the end zone and is picked off. Intercepted by number 20 in the end zone. He's brought down by Cameron Scarlett, and it's a turnover in the end zone. Interception by Little Rock Christian, and that's tough, Andy.
It really is. Cameron scrambled, extended that play, and I'll have to go back and watch the highlight footage and the replay, but I'm pretty sure that ball hit somebody right in the chest with a Nettleton Raider uniform and bounced right into the hands of the Little Rock Christian defense. That is an unfortunate turn of events because they had 6 points right there in their hands.
So with 3:12 remaining in the second quarter, Little Rock Christian up 7-0. They take over, and Dyer Jones has a big gain. He's across the 30-yard line. He's across midfield. Finally, he is tackled at the Nettleton 41-yard line, and I say that's getting an awful lot of breathing room for Little Rock Christian. Big run by Dyer Jones, gain of about 60.
Yeah, that was a tough play right there. You wanted to kind of hold them. You had him deep right there, and then he could just come flying out of there.
There is a flag on the far sideline. The official is talking to the coaches from Little Rock Christian. It may be one of those sideline warnings. The referee is making his way to midfield, and so we may bring that back. He's talking it over with some of the other officials. It does appear that the penalty is against Little Rock Christian. The Raider faithful. Well, it's a sideline penalty, I guess, is what it is. Second sideline penalty. The first one was a warning. Second sideline penalty against Little Rock Christian. 3:01 remaining in the second quarter. Little Rock Christian, instead of having the ball in Nettleton territory, it's 1st and 10 on their own 44. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield. Gives to Dyer Jones, trying out the left side. He breaks a tackle, still has the motor running, runs out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of 3 for Dyer Jones. Second down and 7.
Well, Nettleton historically this season have been a very good tackling team when they make the initial point of contact. Typically, the first guy will take them down, but Dyer Jones has definitely been a thorn in their flesh tonight.
Second and 7, and White's going to pass. Looking downfield, it's incomplete over the head of number 10, Wadsworth. The Little Rock Christian crowd wanting a flag, but I don't see any yellow fabric on the field. Do you, Andy?
No, that was, once again, I thought that was just as incidental as the last time, but they called a pass interference on the last time. So some of those are very pass interference is probably one of the toughest plays to call, honestly, because you kind of really needed to see it in slow motion to see if there was actually any intentional contact.
That's why I say just don't call it against the Raiders. It's 3rd down and 7 for Little Rock Christian. 2:47 on the clock. Little Rock Christian with a 7-0 lead. Nettleton needs to get a stop here, and they'll have time for a drive. White to pass, rolling out to his right, looking downfield. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 16, Eli Cooper. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:41 remaining in the second quarter. It's going to be 4th down and 7 for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, that was 16 versus 16, and Kylan Goodlow's 16 came out on top there. Nice play, threw the ball, put his hands in the pocket, and there's a little bobble, and he was there to make sure that the second bobble didn't complete the pass. Great job by breaking on the football, Kylan Goodlow.
2:41 remaining in the second quarter. Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 0. Markellen Barber back deep to receive the punt. It has a nice-looking punt. The fair catch is called at the 15-yard line by Markellen Barber. Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15. They got 2:35 remaining on the clock. And, Andy, if my eyes are not deceiving me, I believe we got 3 timeouts.
Yeah, we do, and Nettleton really dodged a bullet there. We'd love to have a score there because, honestly, man, that's about as close as you're going to get and not score for Nettleton because they're usually very successful in the red zone. To give up a big running play and to end up with Nettleton have the football and Little Rock Christian not scoring with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the half is a good position for Nettleton.
Scarlett gives to Keandre Pope. He's running right side. He's tackled after a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Clock rolling at 2:24 and ticking. Nettleton will receive the second half kickoff. And as Andy Shatley has said numerous times, this Nettleton Raider team is a second half team. 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. Scarlett back to pass. It is complete to Ken Warren McShann. It is right at the marker. They're giving him the yardage, forward motion, 1st down Raiders.
Well, that's a nice throw and catch by Cameron. Stepped up in the pocket and zipped it right in there. That's the kind of throwing that we need if he's going to throw the football tonight.
Nettleton, they give the ball to Keandre Pope. He's tackled in the backfield. Maybe a short loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. 1:47 and ticking on the clock. 2nd down and 11 for the Raiders.
Well, historically, Nettleton with 1:40 left in the half and 3 timeouts, you would see them just storm down the field. But this is a tough Little Rock Christian defense here that they're having problems with tonight. So the question is do you go into the half down 7-0, or you try to push the envelope and score here?
Scarlett's back to pass. He lets loose. It is picked off. Wadsworth with another interception at the 47-yard line, the Nettleton 47-yard line. That young man is a ball hawk, and Little Rock Christian will have it 1st and 10 on the Raider 47 with 1 minute and 18 seconds to play in the half. Little Rock Christian leads Nettleton 7-0.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Nettleton to throw the football down the field because you got a couple of wide receivers that are playing secondary back there. And in some other levels, even in the collegiate level, a lot of times you have primary defensive players back there, and they don't have as good of ball skills, but you've got your wide receiver back there playing free safety, and he has no problems playing on the football.
1 minute and 18 seconds remaining in the half. White back to pass. Pocket collapses, steps forward, throws down deep. Battle for the ball. It is incomplete. It was intended for Wadsworth. And Markellen Barber on the defense for the Raiders. 2nd down and 10, 1:10 on the clock.
Well, so far I haven't been just thoroughly impressed by Walker White. And he's, what you see on film with him is not showing up here tonight on the football field. And I don't know if he's just having an off night or if kudos to Alan Johnson and the Nettleton defense and how they're playing. They're playing a straight man-to-man, and then sometimes they're going to a 2-man under, and they're not giving him many places to throw the football.
2nd down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. There's some movement on the offensive line there. That's going to be a false start, so it's going to be 2nd down and 15 for the Warriors. That right tackle over there jumped, and he has Jordan Pegram lined up on the other side of him. If I had Jordan Pegram lined up on the other side of me, I think I might be doing a lot of jumping too, Andy.
Well, I will tell you, it does make you forget the snap count when you look at the other side, and that's Jordan Pegram.
2nd down and 15, 1:10 to play in the half. White to pass. It's complete out in the flats to Wadsworth. He's back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's run out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for maybe 3rd down and 7 for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, I really thought that Little Rock Christian would try to throw the football down the field, but really their only success has been to kind of go on the perimeter.
3rd and 7, 1:04 on the clock. White rolls out to his right. He's going to throw. Looking downfield, and he is brought down in the backfield by Precious J. Javonte Wallace with the quarterback sack. Javonte says, not today, not this time. Big sack, Javonte Wallace.
Yeah, that's one of those times to where you got to turn around. You got a nickel defense in there. Cortez Smith is in there, and, they've got 5 secondary, and there was nowhere to throw the football. Walker White pumped a couple of times. He thought he had his backside drag coming across. Cortez stepped right in front of it, and after you try to go to about receiver 1, 2, and 3 at the high school level, especially Nettleton, you count past about 3 or 4 seconds, and somebody's about to get you, and that's exactly what happened tonight. And, that's a combination of great secondary coverage, but also pursuing with relentless pursuing the quarterback at the same time, and they are doing a great job of that tonight.
No doubt about it. Javonte Wallace, who has really stepped up this season, and he picks up the quarterback sack. It's going to be 4th down and 12 for Little Rock Christian. They elect to take a timeout. We will keep it right here. 54 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Little Rock Christian up 7-0. Nettleton had a prime opportunity to tie this game. They had it 1st and goal on the 7. Unfortunately, they were not able to get the ball in the end zone as there was an interception thrown, and Little Rock Christian has it 4th and 12 right now. The Raiders, 54 seconds on the clock. They will be receiving the second half kickoff, and as Andy Shatley likes to say, very astutely, I might add, it's a new word I learned tonight.
Very
astutely.
good.
Yes. Nettleton's the second half team. Right now they trail 7-0 with 54 seconds remaining in the half. And another timeout taken by Little Rock Christian. So I tell you what, we'll take this one with them. We'll take a 30-second break, and when we come back, it's going to be 4th down and 11, 4th down and 12 for Little Rock Christian. It's 7-0, Little Rock Christian with the lead. You're watching Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Farming isn't a profession. It's been my life for more than 30 years. And as owner of Delta Plains Seed, I've been the region's Rice Tech leader for more than a decade. Every planting season, I'm in the fields right along with you, and we're figuring out how to make sure bushels mean dollars together. From selecting your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery and one-on-one consultation, I'd like to help your rice fields see more profit this season. I'm Terry Gray at Delta Plains Seed. Call me today at 870-249-3447. Let's talk about your best rice options.
4th down and 12 for Little Rock Christian. We welcome you back to Raider Field. A frosty night out there, 39 degrees. Good football weather, great crowd of the Raider faithful, and a very good crowd from Little Rock Christian. 4th down and 12, and the punt unit is not on. And
well, they may be quick kicking it here just to try to disguise Nettleton so there's nobody back.
Well, Nettleton wants to call a timeout and talk it over, and that is probably a very good idea as confusion seems to be reigning out there on the field. I tell you what, we'll take a 30-second break with them, let you hear from one of our great sponsors. 54 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 0. You're tuned in to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We welcome you back to Raider Field, second round of the 5A state playoffs. The 11-0 Nettleton Raiders trail the 3 seed out of the Central Little Rock Christian, the perennial powerhouse, 7-0, 54 seconds remaining in the quarter. 4th down and 12, it looks like Little Rock Christian is going to go for it. They got 4 receivers up top, 1 near side. White is going to pass. He's got time. Now then, he's under some pressure. He's going to run it. He's got the first down. He's across the 30, run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, it looks like, and it's going to be first down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. They got 43 seconds on the clock. Big fourth down conversion there, Andy.
Yeah, it really is. It was kind of surprising because I thought they were going to quick kick, and it just depends on how Nettleton lined up, but they burned all their timeouts, so they really only have like one more play left. 43
seconds on the clock for Little Rock Christian.
They do have a kicker. They can kick nicely, though.
Yeah, I just noticed that in the PAT. He's got a lot of leg. So he put the ball on top of the concession stand with that PAT. White rolls out to his right, looking back. It's incomplete. He was trying to get the ball in the hands of Wadsworth, but falls incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. 37 seconds now on the clock.
Yeah, Nettleton's causing some serious problems for Little Rock Christian. They're having to double team Jordan Pegram, and I'm pretty sure that I saw Jordan get held by two people at the same time, but they let it play out, and Jordan kind of cut loose there at the second, but he's really causing problems for them.
White rolls out to his left this time, looking downfield. Jordan Pegram harassing him in the backfield. Still looking, throws downfield. It is intercepted. Intercepted by Juan Badillo on about the 2-yard line. He advances it to about the 3. It's going to be first and 10 Raiders with 27 seconds remaining in the quarter. They trail 7-0. Juan Badillo intercepts it. It's going to be first and 10 Raiders from their own 2-yard line.
What a wild game. You know, we talked about this whole game being a push. Honestly, in my opinion, I mean, this could have easily been a 7-7 game at this point right here. So, statistically speaking, very similar. I think you're going to try to see Nettleton either quick kick this thing out of here, probably or throw it, just trying to get it off that 1-yard line.
Scarlett runs right side, tripped up at about the line of scrimmage, but he falls forward to the 5-yard line. The clock is at 18 seconds, and the Raiders may just let this thing tick all the way down to the halftime.
Yeah, I mean, really, you're just trying to get that off the 1-yard line and get to halftime, 7-0. Boy, a lot of things have happened since the first score of this game, but not a lot of points have happened since the first score of this game. Very evenly matched, both of these teams. You're seeing, like, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield punch, throw another punch. Somebody landed a punch, throw another punch. And this is a very evenly matched game. And this is what happens when you get to the state playoffs. I mean, there are no pushovers left anymore. Both teams can play offense, play defense, and special teams. And what a game we have tonight.
No doubt about it. You mentioned Tyson and Holyfield. Hopefully the Raiders are Evander Holyfield, and hopefully we don't get any of our ears bitten off. Right. It's 7-0 at halftime. We'll take a 3-minute break. Little Rock Christian with a 7-0 lead over the Raiders. We'll take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we have a very special halftime guest on the St. Bernard's Halftime Show, brought to you by St. Bernard's at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. We have got your old coach, Coach Donnie Tennyson, is going to join us on the halftime show. I know you're interested in hearing what the old ball coach has to say.
Well, I am interested, but every time we get to halftime, you kick me out of the booth. So I don't even know if I'm allowed to stay in here during halftime. But I will tell you that Donnie Tennyson will absolutely tell you right now that I am his all-time favorite player he's ever coached.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
does not surprise me.
Just ask him that question and see if he says that.
That will be one of the – it's going to be a no-holds-barred interview. That'll be one of the questions that I ask him for sure. So the great Donnie Tennyson, kind enough to join us on the halftime show. We'll have him after this 3-minute break. 7-0, Little Rock Christian at half. You tuned in to Raider Football on the EAB Sports Network.
Attention, members and guests.
Get lost at Lost Pizza. See why people continue to flock to Northeast Arkansas's coolest and funkiest place to eat. Try one of Lost Pizza's 10 signature pizzas or create your own. Plus, salads, subs, and pastas. And, of course, those famous Delta Hot Tamales. Lost Pizza offers curbside pickup, dine-in, or delivery, and they also do catering. Lost Pizza with 2 locations in Jonesboro, 906 Southwest Drive, and on Hilltop at 3410 East Johnson. Order at lostpizza.com or download and order through the Lost Pizza app.
Hey, it's Brad Bobo, and as the sideline reporter for Red Wolves football, I've had the chance to see firsthand the great work done by the physicians at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. JOSM doctors have served the athletes at A-State for more than 40 years. Plus, on any Friday night, you can see their physicians on the the sidelines at high school games around the area. Whether you're just starting your athletic career or if you're, well past your playing days, JOSM can get you back in the game. To schedule an appointment, call 870-932-1820. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in their field so you can excel on yours.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding, they come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp document systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. And when you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where at halftime, Little Rock Christian has a 7-0 lead over the Nettleton Raiders. We are privileged to bring you the St. Bernard's halftime show, brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. And we're very privileged to have our guest tonight, one of the winningest coaches in Nettleton history, one of the greatest football players in Jonesboro High School history, the first Nettleton Raider coach to ever beat Jonesboro, the first Nettleton Raider coach to ever beat Win, the legendary Coach Donnie Tennyson. Coach Tennyson, thank you for being my guest tonight.
Thank you.
Did I say that, all of that, like you told me to?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You bet. Thank you again, Coach, for being kind enough to join me here. Coach, we beat Hot Springs last week, and I know you're a Nettleton Raider now, but you should always be true to your school. You're an old Hurricane, and as an old Hurricane, that had to mean something to you. Tell us about that legendary state championship game in 1972, Donnie Tennyson and Jonesboro Hurricane versus Hot Springs.
Well, it was a terrible weather day, rained all day, about 33, 34 degrees, on a regular field. Of course, they didn't have turf fields back then. But anyway, it was just a defensive battle. Ended up in a 14-14 tie. And back then, they didn't have the same overtime rule that we have now. You put it on the 10, and each team has a chance. And it was a sudden death, 10-minute overtime. We played one, and nobody scored. We played another 10-minute overtime, and nobody scored. We played another 10-minute overtime. So it was 11:30, and they called the game, called us co-champs. The weather, like I said, was terrible. And it was one of those great games, but you hated that it ended in a tie. You wish you could have decided it.
Right, a little bit like kissing your sister. That's what they say a tie is. But you were still named state champs.
Yes, correct. It wasn't quite as bad as a sister. Maybe sister's best friend or something.
Exactly. Well, I know it was freezing that night. Everybody's told me that. Coach Massey's told me about the game, and what was the temperature anyway out there?
It was low 30s. It wasn't below freezing because it was just rain. It just continued to rain, and the field was just slop mess. And, of course, I wasn't the super fast anyway, so that was kind of in my advantage. I could slop through the mud.
You were a good mudder.
I was a good mudder, so it was kind of to my advantage. But we couldn't throw the ball or run the option as much, and they had a good throwing team, and they couldn't throw the ball as much. So it was kind of a advantage for both teams.
I know it's been 50 years, Coach, but do you remember how many carries you had and how many yards you had that night?
I had, I think, 40-something carries for 240-something yards, I think.
So you slept well that night?
Slept well. Had some cramps on the way home on the bus, I remember. And What was really bad is they had no hot water in the shower, or no heat or hot water in the dressing room.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
So after that game, you had to take a cold shower.
We just had to get towels. Wasn't any water.
No water.
Yeah,
Gosh,
I
okay.
mean, we just had to get towels and try to wipe mud off and all that stuff. So anyway, it was crazy.
I'm sure the bus smelled real good on the way back to Jonesboro.
Yeah.
We're talking with Coach Donnie Tennyson, our halftime guest. Coach, I know you had an outstanding career. Your old coach, Don Riggs, every time I visited with him, he bragged about what a tough, hard-nosed runner you were and what a joy you were to coach. But eventually you hung up the cleats and you picked up the whistle and had an illustrious coaching career. Back in 2006, you guided the Raiders to their deepest playoff run in history, the third round, a feat that's been matched twice in Nettleton history. Let's talk about that 2006 run. First of all, tell me about that regular season, that 2006 regular season, and how y'all got into the playoffs.
Well, we had a very poor start to that season. We were 1-3 and 0-1 in conference, and then we won 5 at the next 6. We lost to Wynn the very last game, which put us at third seed behind Batesville and Wynn. And so we had to go on the road to Magnolia first game, and we had a big win down there, won 33-16 or something like that.
31-13.
31-13. I knew it was something like that.
Yep.
And then we went to Whitehall second round and had another big win, 40-something. You got that score?
I got it right here. Yeah, I was gonna see how close you could get, but you're right. 47-18.
47-18. And then we had to go on the road again, of course, to the semis. We had to go to Greenwood.
Right.
And they were really good that year and had a great quarterback. And you got the score to that one?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, we lost 54-30, primarily because of that quarterback that you mentioned. And I know all the Razorback fans out there will remember this kid.
Tyler Wilson.
Tyler Wilson.
Yeah.
Boy, he was something special.
And that was his junior year.
Right.
He was really good. And that game, we got down 14-0, and then we would get within 7 or 8 points, and they would score, and then we'd get, so it was a little closer than the final score indicated. I mean, in the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, it was still, 1-score game or less than 2-score, And so, but anyway, those kids really did a great job down the stretch, going on the road and playing hard. And of course, Derek Lawson had an unbelievable year that year.
No doubt about it. We're talking with Coach Donnie Tennyson, and he's our guest in the St. Bernard's halftime show. St. Bernard's at the heart of great medicine for 120 years. And I'm so glad that you mentioned a name, because it was such a joy to watch the greatest running back in Nettleton history. They call him Mr. 3000 because he ran for 3,000 yards that year. Talking about Derek Lawson. Did you have any idea at the outset of the season that he was going to have that kind of a monster year?
I knew that he would have a good year, but, I mean, that's an unbelievable year.
Right.
I mean, and, everything kind of fell in place that year. Our offensive line really gelled. We had some good receivers, and Nick Schaff did a great job at quarterback.
Sure did.
And, we were just a very good offensive team after, especially after a few games, we kind of got in sync. And then Derek just carried us.
Right.
And defensively, we kind of struggled for a lot of the year. And so it kept the offense in the game a lot more, with games that were high scoring or whatever, And so Derek got a lot more carries because he was going later into the game.
Right. It was kind of a perfect storm because defensively you struggled throughout nearly the entire season.
Right.
So those games when you were scoring 47, 54 points, the other team was scoring about that many as well. So you weren't resting Derek late in the fourth quarter. He was still getting yards.
Right. I know that like that Whitehall game, he didn't play the fourth quarter. There was a few games that we would get out of reach, but our defense really stepped it up, too, in the playoffs and played better, except for the Greenwood game, which, they were just unbelievably good.
Right. And I was on the bus ride back. I rode the bus to that game. I listened to the Whitehall game, and the Whitehall announcers kept on referring to Derek Lawson as Superman. That's just what they would call him. I've actually got a picture of Derek Lawson up in my room. His number 2 has been retired by the school. He's the only Nettleton Raider to have his number retired. I'm still waiting on them to retire my 7th grade jersey, but there seems to be no plans on that. But Derek Lawson's number 2 is retired. For the kids who see his picture on my wall, who see his picture in the field house, but never got to see Derek Lawson play, describe his running style to them.
Well, he ended up, of course, being, about 6'1" and about 205 strong, and had good speed, and he was just kind of a slashing, running back. He would really run hard, and he could skip outside and outrun you, cut back. He just had an instinct for running back,
Right.
And, he just really, everything, like I said, just kind of fell together. And, what was kind of crazy, I was talking to one of the ASU coaches out there at that time, and he asked me before the season started, do we have anybody that we thought, could play for them? And I said, well, Coach, I want to be honest, because I want you to know when I have one, I want you to believe me.
Right.
And I said, we really don't have anybody right now. And then after the 5th game, I called him back, and I said, hey, Coach, I said, you're not going to believe it. We have a kid that just came on, and he's just, and I told him about it. And then about 2 weeks later, they offered him.
Wow.
And we took a highlight film out there of
right.
Derek and stuff, and that, they offered him in about 2 weeks. So I like those stories.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And he had a great career at ASU and is just a great young man, a good family man here in town, good Christian young man, and we're very proud of Derek Lawson. Yeah. I know that you are as well, with the privilege. Those are the kind of players that make coaches look smart.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It was easy to call games that year. I don't know what it was,
Give it to number 2.
Yeah, just give it to number 2.
Let him run. Of course, Nick Schaff played a great job at quarterback as well.
Nick did a great job.
Tough kid.
Yeah.
Tough kid and a great Nettleton Raider for sure. Well, it's 7-0 here at halftime, Coach. What's your thoughts on the game so far tonight?
Well, it's a great game. They drove down and got the one score, and then we had a chance, and couldn't quite get it in the end zone, or I think, it'd be tied. Second half, I think it may come down to big plays, Hopefully we can, get going more offensively. I know we're missing our tailback and everything, but, of course, Scarlett's doing a great job, and it's just going to be down to who makes the least mistakes and who makes the plays
right
down the stretch.
Right. Well, let's hope that it is the ones that make the most mistakes let's hope that's Little Rock Christian, and let's hope the Nettleton Raiders make the most plays. Coach,
well, I know one thing real quick is that, we're a second-half team.
That's right.
And I know Coach Hampton and his staff, they make great halftime adjustments. And so, they always come out and play better in the second half. And so, hopefully that's what will happen tonight.
Absolutely. Coach, before we let you go, just tell everybody that may be wondering what Donnie Tennyson is up to these days. I know you've been retired now for several years.
7.
7 years. Yeah. How do you like retirement, and what do you do to fill your days?
If I knew retirement was going to be so good, I would have retired a long time ago.
Love it. Love it.
It's usually my average day is with grandkids or grandkid or playing golf, as much as I can. I played golf this morning, and so playing in the morning. So anyway, it's a little frisky right now out there, but still love to go play.
Love it. Love it. I know you're very proud of your grandkids. Tell us about, and let's call those names out, because I have a feeling if they're not watching right now, they'll watch it later. Tell us about, well, first of all, talk about Blake, who was a phenomenal football player here at Nettleton. Tell us about Blake's family.
Well, Blake has older daughter Olivia, and then he has Reed, and then he has Riley, and his wife Anna, and then our daughter Carly has Maddox, Merritt, and Miles.
3 boys.
3 boys. And if they get another one, they're going to call him Moses, I think.
That's alliterated.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they all look like little Donnie Tennysons.
Yeah. Their dog is named Mickey, by the way, too.
they like him names, for
yeah.
sure. Andy Shatley would not want me to let you get out of here without asking if he was your favorite player, quarterback that you ever coached.
I tell you what, he was one of my favorites for sure. He had some kind of ability and great player.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No, I remember him zipping that ball all over the field.
Oh, yeah. He just great. Well, he was, great in any sport.
No doubt about it. Does a great job at St. Bernard's, and he really we appreciate Andy coming back to the alma mater and helping out on these broadcasts.
Right.
Coach, we appreciate you coming in and joining us on the St. Bernard's halftime show, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you. You're one of the greatest men I've ever known, and I mean that when I say that, and I sure appreciate you joining me.
Thank you. My privilege.
You betcha. That's Coach Donnie Tennyson, and that has been the St. Bernard's halftime show brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. When we come back, we'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, Andy Shatley and I will break down the first half, and we will get set for the second half, second round playoff action. Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 0 at half. 2-minute break, and we'll break down the first half when we come back. You've tuned in to Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to CavanaughCars.com.
Your specialty print and ship store is the Safe Ship Store in Jonesboro. Owner David Leonard wants to help you with all your shipping and printing needs, and they'll always give you the best customer service and highest quality product for the absolute lowest prices in town. So when you need something packed and shipped, or when you need printed products, call the Safe Ship Store. Come in today to see all they have to offer. For the best customer service, quality, and prices, visit the Safe Ship Store, 2500 Alexander Drive, Suite C in Jonesboro, 870-333-5068.
Across the state of Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud that extra effort that makes our schools and activities an important part of our communities, more now than ever. Working as a team to make our communities better by helping you reach your goals, that's what happens at Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, home of Me Banking, member FDIC.
If you've injured your neck or back, or if you've been in a car accident, you should call the doctors at the Betts Clinic. They've been helping the residents of Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas for over 20 years now. Many people don't know what to do or where to go after a wreck. Go to the Betts Clinic. You can call them now at 931-3722 or find them on the web at thebettsclinic.com. If you have a bulging or herniated disc, let the doctors at the Betts Clinic help you, like they've helped so many others. Call 931-3722 or go to thebettsclinic.com.
And we welcome you back to the St. Bernard's halftime show here at Raider Field. Second round of the state playoffs. The Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors lead the Raiders 7-0 in a first half that I guess you could call it a defensive slugfest, Andy.
Yeah, it really was. And Little Rock Christian would love to throw the football. Nettleton's not allowing them, so they're having to run the football. Well, they've had some pretty good success running the football, but they only have 7 points to show for it. Nettleton's knocked on the door a couple of times, and they had Little Rock Christian right on the heels of a score. A ball gets bobbled right in the end zone, bounces right in the hands of a defender, and lo and behold, Nettleton comes away empty, and now we have that score of 7-0. At the end of the day, I'm almost going to call this kind of a draw, really, because the only thing that I see is Nettleton's really not been able to kind of throw the ball downfield, and Little Rock Christian's defensive secondary's picked off Cameron Scarlett 3 times tonight, and we haven't seen that all season.
Right.
So at some point when they figure things out and that balance, protecting the football, mix and run pass, you're going to see a different Nettleton football team in the second half.
Well, as you've often said, and Coach Tennyson also said in the St. Bernard's halftime show, this Nettleton Raider team all season long, they have been a second half team. If you recall, Andy, way back, I believe it was week 3 of the season, we were playing Mountain Home. We were actually down 21-7 at half. We wound up winning 28-21. There's something about this Nettleton Raider team this year. They rally in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, you've seen that probably 4 or 5 times. I'll have to rack my brain here, but second half, a strong place in second half, Mountain Home. Strong play in second half, Harrison. Strong play in second half, Valley View. Strong play in the second half for the conference championship at Wynn.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, they were down at halftime and win.
They were.
So this is a comfortable place, a familiar place for Nettleton. And I've yet to see them panic at halftime being down. That is not something that they even consider. They go in, regroup, try to figure out what we're going to do in the second half, and they come firing away at you the second half just as hard as they did in the first half.
Let's talk about the first half. In the first quarter, there was no score. There was only 3 possessions in the quarter. It was almost like a heavyweight boxing fight. The first round, they just kind of sizing each other up. The second quarter, Little Rock Christian got on the board, a 32-yard run by their very talented running back, Javion Dyer-Jones. He took it to the house with 8:54 remaining in the second quarter. The PAT kick was good, and that made the score 7-0. Nettleton unable to get in the end zone. Man, they came as close as you could get. They had it first down and goal to go on the 7. They got it down to the 4-yard line, I believe, if my memory serves correctly, Andy. And then, unfortunately, they threw an interception in the end zone, and take that away, we got ourselves a tie ball game, and that was really an unfortunate turn of events for the Raiders.
Yeah, and I think you've seen everything play out that we talked to about before the game here. You see both teams trying to exert their offensive will on each other, and really Little Rock Christian's been the only ones been able to break through and put actual points on the board. Both defenses playing very good tonight. I don't really expect to see any different in the second half. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. Both teams, I think, are going to only throw the football if they have to. And so far, they really haven't had to. And I think you're going to see another fast second half with a lot of running game.
Well, we're just about ready to get the second half started, and we appreciate St. Bernard's at the Heart of Great Medicine for more than 120 years for sponsoring the St. Bernard's halftime show. Nettleton will receive the second half kickoff. Back deep for the Raiders is downtown Jaden Brown and Keandre Pope. Kicking off for Little Rock Christian, I believe that's number 25, Addison Valley. And he gets the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. That's where they kick it off from in the high school level. And we are seconds away from the second half. And let's see if Nettleton holds true to form, as all year long they have been a very good second half team. Little Rock Christian kicks it deep. The ball is fielded at about the 20-yard line by Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope running right side, gets it out to the 32 before he's brought down. That's where the All-State quarterback, Cameron Scarlett, and the Raider offense will take over 1st and 10 to start the third quarter.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Nelson go back to their bread and butter. And once again, you're going to have to look at this offensive line and say, hey, boys, you got us here. You got us to 11-0, and you're going to have to help us get it to 12-0. And I'm going to look at my offensive line if I'm Cameron Scarlett and say, hey, y'all need to take over, move this thing, and let us run the football.
Scarlett in the gun. He gives it to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope surges forward for a gain of about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 as he's running off the left side of that line. 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders on their own 35-yard line. Between the 35 and the 36-yard line. 3 receivers near side. That's Braylon King, Kenny Mack, Ken Warren McShann, downtown Jaden Brown. 2 backs in the backfield with Scarlett. Scarlett pulls it back, pass to DJ Willis. DJ Willis fights forward. He's got the first down. The big tight end rumbles down to first down yardage, first down Raiders.
And I'm always going to point out these downfield blocks. Ken Warren McShann ties up the cornerback down here, and it allows DJ to kind of get loose there. Nice throw and catch. That's a safe bootleg pass, and I think that's what you're going to see. Coach Wilson, offensive coordinator, continue to put Cameron in successful short throw positions.
Scarlett back to pass again. Going downfield. Downtown Jaden Brown. It is incomplete. Incomplete. They were fighting, jockeying for the ball. On defense was Howard Miles for Little Rock Christian. It's going to be 2nd down and 10, and boy, that was almost 6.
It really was. I mean, it's a great throw by Cameron Scarlett. I would have just put maybe, if you can dial up one more yard, that would have been awesome. Surprised to see that, but they have not stopped throwing the football. They're going to continue to push the envelope. with Little Rock Christian now trying to play man-to-man across the board.
Little Rock Christian 7, Nettleton 0, 10:52 remaining in the third quarter. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Keandre Pope, who's playing for the injured Kobe Bradley, in the backfield. Scarlett to pass again. It is incomplete, intended for downtown Jaden Brown, broken up by Howard Miles. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's a ball that I think Jaden is going to look and say, hey, I got to have that ball. Not every ball is going to be thrown perfectly. Cameron, nice slant to the inside. And when you have Little Rock Christian running a man-free with 7 to 8 people in the box, it's hard to run the football. And so you have to be able to show a successful passing game to open up those running lanes.
Scarlett in an empty backfield, 3 receivers up top, 2 down low. Scarlett back to pass. Has good protection. Now protection breaks down, rolling to his left, and the ball is incomplete, out of bounds. So it's going to be 4th down and 10 for the Raiders, and they will surely punt the ball away.
Yeah, this is not Cameron Scarlett's comfortability. I mean, we have not seen this type of throwing and scrambling and such this season. He'd much rather be running the football. I mean, you can look at his stats. And as you and I have watched him this season, he would much rather be running the football, churning through tackles.
Scarlett punts it. End over end punt. Lands and takes a Nettleton roll, but Little Rock Christian is going to get a return. Number 22 returns to the 30-yard line, and he is brought down by Ken Warren McShann. Downtown Jaden Brown also in on the stop. So Little Rock Christian has a 7-point lead, 7-0, and with 10:31 remaining in the third quarter, they're going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
Well, their success tonight has been Javian Dyer Jones. And they haven't had a whole lot of success throwing the football, and you're going to continue to see Nettleton hone in on number 2 back there in the backfield.
White, the quarterback, gives to Jones, and Jones is met immediately by Jamie Morris, and now he's stood up by Markellen Barber and a host of Raiders. He falls forward, moves the pile 2 or 3 yards. He's a tough runner, this Dyer Jones. We'll call that actually a gain of 4 as he just kept the pile moving. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, Markellen Barber comes flying off the field with what looks like a shoulder or some sort of issue.
The quarterback keeps it. He breaks a tackle, but unable to break the tackle from Kylan Goodlow. He is near 1st down yardage, and I believe he does have a 1st down. In fact, he does, and they're going to move the chains. Little Rock Christian in the hurry-up. They give to Dyer Jones, running the left side. The Nettleton defensive line up to the task. They stop him after a gain of a couple. Kylan Shelton from the linebacker position, filling in for Orion Pugh tonight, who is home in quarantine. Gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8. White and Dyer Jones in the backfield for Little Rock Christian. White's going to pass. He's got him in. He's complete. He's across the 30-yard line, across the 20, heading to the end zone. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone. Number 35, Ethan Ross, and that is a 57-yard touchdown pass for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, they tried to run a bump and run coverage there, and you take your Mike linebacker, and unfortunately, or actually probably switched Mike to Will there and put Kylan Shelton out on the walked out stand-up tight end there, and they tried to bump him and press coverage, and he missed him. And the guy did a swim technique on top of him, got past him right as soon as the ball was snapped, and he was already in a nice read by the quarterback, hit him immediately, and off to the races they go.
And the PAT is good. So with 9:21 remaining in the third quarter, Little Rock Christian has opened up a 2-touchdown lead. It's 14-0. Little Rock Christian with the lead over the Nettleton Raiders. Nettleton, as we have said numerous times, a strong second-half team, but Little Rock Christian landing the first punch here in the second half tonight.
Well, we've talked about the fact that this is going to be the toughest team they've played this year.
No doubt.
And as you continue to move through the state tournament playoff system, every week gets tougher and tougher and tougher. We talked about that last Friday night against a decisive win over Hot Springs. And we talked about the fact that tonight is not going to be the same as last Friday night. Tonight you're going to see a more balanced, more athletic, more disciplined team that can put points on the board and they can stop you. And Little Rock Christian so far has done that on both sides of the football.
So Little Rock Christian to kick off. They have a 14-point lead with 9:21 remaining in the third quarter. They kick it deep, middle of the field. It's fielded by Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope runs straight up the middle. He is hit hard at the 35-yard line and brought down. That is number 84 with the open field tackle. That young man's name is Zach Jordan. He's a sophomore. And I believe Keandre may be still down on the ground as he really got hit hard there. Keandre down on the ground, and they're going to check him out. We really appreciate our great friends from St. Bernard's, the Heart of Great Medicine for more than 120 years, JOSM, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, providing the trainers. They do a phenomenal job. We will name a JOSM player of the game after the game. Right now, let's just hope that Keandre is all right. If you've been listening to the broadcast this year, you know that Keandre Pope is our punt returner, kickoff returner. He's up, walking off the field. Looks like he may have just got maybe the wind knocked out of him. Andy, what do you think?
That's a good question. We'll kind of see and monitor his situation. He's now our starting running back, and he's going to have to come out of the game since they came out to check him out. So at least he's going to be out for one play. And in for him, running back will be Markellen Barber for this play.
Markellen Barber, the starting safety for the Raiders. He is the running back. Now he spreads out right. Cameron Scarlett in the backfield. Empty set. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers up top. Nettleton has thrown the ball all night long. This time Cameron Scarlett runs it, gets a gain of a couple, and he's brought down. 2nd down and 8.
Well, with Keandre on the sideline, this is certainly going to put all eyes on number 9 on Nettleton's side of the field. And obviously, Hot Springs tried to shut him down last Friday night and kind of were able to, but Nettleton had a counterpunch answer with the Cobra, Kobe Bradley, in the backfield, who is not dressed out tonight.
Scarlett back to pass on 2nd down and 7. It is in and out of the hands of Savion Floyd. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, this is not necessarily the offensive style that we've seen from Nettleton this season. Little Rock Christian has causing problems with them running the football, and they've had to revert to a different approach on offensive side of the ball. And you can see that Nettleton's really not operating in their comfort zone. Cameron's, rolling out, throwing the ball on the run, scrambling, throwing the ball deep. They've certainly changed their approach on offense.
3rd down and 7. Scarlett to pass. It is incomplete. Nearly picked off downfield, but incomplete, and that will be 4th down and 7 for the Raiders. 8:33 remaining in the third quarter. Little Rock Christian 14, Nettleton 0.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is probably as frustrated as I have seen Nettleton's offense this season, trying to figure out some sort of a combination that will work against Little Rock Christian, trying to throw the ball down the field, probably more than I've seen all season. This is not the balanced rushing approach that we've seen from Nettleton this season.
3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. 2 receivers near side, 2 up top. Well, actually it was 4th down and 7, and he punts the ball away. Not the deepest punt Scarlett has had all this year. It's downed on the 43-yard line of Little Rock Christian, and that's where Little Rock Christian will take over 1st down and 10.
Yeah, I think that ball was tipped. Sometimes Cameron takes a step or 2 back to kind of give him a little clearance, but he didn't take a step back then, and the ball was actually tipped, so it didn't have that nice, roll, that friendly roll that we usually see.
Little Rock Christian takes over with 8:24 remaining in the third quarter. They have a 14-0 lead. They give the ball to Dyer Jones, and he is met in the backfield by Jamie Morris. Also in on the stop for Nettleton is Cam Phillips. Gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Well, it's nice to see Jamie Morris out there because, man, he is a physical football player, and he's had some great games in the past. I remember the Forest City game to where he laid some serious licks.
Dyer Jones, the ball carrier, running left side, looking for the edge. Breaks a tackle, fighting for the 1st down yardage, and I believe he got there. He's close to the stick. In fact, they are going to say move the chains. First down. This Dyer Jones is a dang good high school running back.
Yeah, he is. He has a low center of gravity. He's obviously built very, very strong. He runs low pads, and he's tough to take down.
Little Rock Christian with the hurry up. The running back lowers his shoulder, breaks a tackle. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, the 20. Dorian Tucker grabs a hold of him, wrestles him down at about the 8-yard line. It's going to be first down and goal to go for Little Rock Christian at the Raider 8-yard line.
Oh, well, Walker White actually pulled that out from an RPO and then just took off. And, man, he's a load to bring down.
Dyer Jones, the ball carrier, he is brought down short of the end zone. He is down to about the 2-yard line. It's going to be second down and goal to go from the 2. Little Rock Christian trying to add to their 14-0 lead. White gives to Dyer Jones, patiently waits for a hole to open up, tries to get to the end zone, and I believe he has stopped about a foot short. He is stopped short of the end zone, so it's going to be third down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Raider faithful coming alive in the stands. Is big third down and goal situation here for it's a low snap. The quarterback fields the grounder and gets into the end zone. So quarterback keeper, Little Rock Christian's quarterback, White, makes it into the end zone. About a 1-yard run, makes the score 20-0, Little Rock Christian.
Well, this is certainly not the direction that the Nettleton wanted this second half to start off with 2 scores by Little Rock Christian, but they are able to run the football, and they run the football with their quarterback and Dyer Jones in. And Nettleton will have to answer this series or the next series to be able to find some sort of combination on the offensive side of the football. If are they going to be a passing team? Are they going to be a running team? You know, typically we see Nettleton build the foundation of their offense on the running game, and that's been kind of thin tonight. Trying to figure out where those holes are and who's going to be able to get those rushing yardage. Cameron's tried to do that. Keandre's tried to do that. You know, we have Kobe Bradley, our leading rusher for the season,
right,
standing on the sideline. So you kind of have the offensive coordinator and the coaching staff from Nettleton scrambling to try to figure out what this combination is going to work tonight against Little Rock Christian. And so far, it's been very tough to figure out.
Little Rock Christian to kick the ball off. They have a 21-0 lead with 6:28 remaining in the third quarter. We talk about Nettleton being a second-half team, but so far Little Rock Christian has earned that title tonight. Keandre Pope and downtown Jaden Brown back deep for the Raiders. They kick it deep. On the far sideline, downtown Jaden Brown gets the ball, and he is running east and west, trying to find the edge. He does. He's at the 15, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. So he ran for about 60 yards and gained about 15.
Yeah, we're going to have a block in the back by Nettleton, and that's going to bring it back even farther to start this offensive series.
Flag on the field, laying down at about the 11-yard line. And they are indeed moving it back. They moved it back to the 5, so that's where Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 on the 5-yard line after the penalty. 1st and 10 Raiders. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. Little Rock Christian has scored twice here in the third quarter, and they've opened up a 21-0 lead over Nettleton. Cameron Scarlett, Keandre Pope in the backfield. They stand at about the 1-yard line. In motion is Braylon King. They give it to the Pope. Keandre Pope runs right side, and he is hit right about the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 for the Pope. It's going to be, well, gain of 2, actually. He falls forward for another yard at 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Nettleton is trying to establish a running game. The offensive line, I'm going to have to call these guys. That's it. If I'm a quarterback, I'm like, hey, listen, you're going to have to move some people. We have to be able to run the football. That's how we base our entire offense for Cameron to be able to throw the football.
Scarlett to throw. It is complete to DJ Willis at the 5-yard line, and he is immediately brought down by a host of white jerseys. he's tackled into the end zone, but his forward progress is marked down at the 5. It's going to be a loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Raiders, ball at the 5-yard line, their own 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, our big Moses Williams lost his helmet on that play, and now he's going to be on the sidelines on this play.
Scarlett in the gun, hard count. And it's going to be, I believe, offsides on the defense. Moses Williams back into the game. He may have to sit out one since he had a equipment problem.
Yeah, that's not going to be a full play. He's going to have to sit out for one full play.
Right. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders after the encroachment penalty. The ball is at just shy of the 10-yard line. Scarlett in the gun. Back to pass. Looking downfield, rolling to his right, under pressure. He throws it is incomplete, intended for D.J. Willis. So it's going to be 4th down and 7. And give Little Rock Christian credit. They have had excellent coverage against a Nettleton Raider team that's forced to pass more than they wanted to tonight.
Yeah, you can just kind of sense the fact that how uncomfortable Nettleton's offense is tonight. You know, if you've watched them play this season, you can just feel it and see it, that they're just not in their sorts tonight. They're not in their rhythm that they typically are.
Scarlett punts. It is a sidewinder, and it was not end over end. It was twirling through the air, and it rolls down to the 50-yard line. That's where it is down by downtown Jaden Brown. So Little Rock Christian with a 21-point lead with 4:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and they have a short field as they're taking over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Well, this game is far from over. There's a lot of time on the clock. Nettleton has had huge success this season that they can draw on and bring back, and they can definitely put 21 points on the board. They're just going to have to figure this out, play some good defensive series here, and give the ball back to the offense.
New running back into the game for Little Rock Christian. Number 1, he's brought down by Jordan Pegram, Jamie Morris. That's Brian Gittens on the carry. 2nd down and 5. They give to Gittens again, and Gittens busts loose and has the 1st down, finally brought down by Javante Wallace into the defensive backfield. He's at the 31-yard line of the Raiders, and this Little Rock Christian team imposing their will on the Raiders right now. Play is whistled dead.
It's going to be offsides on Nettleton.
Yeah, encroachment against the Raiders, and that's going to make it, instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 1st down and 5. 4:05 on the clock and ticking. Little Rock Christian with a 21-0 lead. As Nettleton needs to right this ship and do so in a hurry. They give the ball to Gittens. He's running left side. Fights through a couple of would-be tacklers and gets close to the line of scrimmage. We're going to call it 2nd down and 5. This Gittens is a heck of a running back himself. 673 yards on the season, 10 touchdowns. Not a bad backup back for Little Rock Christian. We have an injured Raider on the field that appears to be Javante Wallace.
Yeah, he was not feeling well after the last play and stayed in the game, and I don't know if it was a kind of a shoulder situation. And you can tell he kind of got caught on the field with Little Rock Christian running to hurry up, and I think he maybe took another hit, and that's when he kind of laid down, and I think he was having some serious problems with his shoulder.
Well, he is up, and he's kind of staggering a little bit, but he's walking off the field on his own power. Javante Wallace has had an incredible season for the Raiders on the defensive line, and well, let's hope that Javante is all right and back out on the field. He is a senior, and he has really emerged as a force on the defensive line. 3:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Little Rock Christian with a 21-0 lead over the Raiders. It's 2nd down and 5 for Little Rock Christian. White, the quarterback, Gittens in the backfield with him. They give the ball to Gittens. He's running left side, and he is hit over there by Halon Willie. Halon Willie throws him back. They're going to give him forward progress. It's going to be a gain of a couple of yards. It will be 3rd down and a couple for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, that's a great play by Halon Willie over there and made a nice one-on-one solo tackle on a very slippery running back, their second running back.
He's a dandy. Gittens with the ball again. He busts loose. He stiff arms Dorian Tucker and makes it down inside the 15-yard line. It's going to be a first down to the Raider 14. Heck of a run there by Brian Gittens.
Yeah, he's kind of come into the game like a rocket. I guess he's had plenty of rest over there on the sidelines.
They give to Gittens again, running the left side. This time he's not able to break through the Raider defensive line. Leading the tackle is Jordan Pegram. Gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9.
This really is one of those series to where, like you said, Nettleton's going to have to stop the bleeding and right the ship. The defense needs to step up here. I know they spent a lot of time on the field tonight, but they're going to have to step up on this series because they cannot continue to give up points in this third quarter.
Little Rock Christian has had their way with this Raider defense here in this third quarter. 2:24 on the clock. They lead the game 21-0 here in the third frame. They're going to pass into the end zone. Wide open is Andre Wadsworth, and that's a touchdown. 14-yard touchdown pass. Little Rock Christian scores for the third time this quarter.
Yeah, you had a little mix-up on the secondary over here, and you're either running man-free, which it looks like appeared that they were lined up in man-free, and they ran a combo route, and Halon Willie's guy, he just let him run free, and there was nobody back there over the top to help him. And that was an easy 6 points right there for Little Rock Christian. And that was a really, really tough series to see happen on the field for Nettleton because typically you would see Nettleton come out like that in the second half and respond. So a lot of out of sorts for Nettleton tonight on offense, not really being able to get in the rhythm they typically have been. And then you see some injuries on the side of the defensive side of the ball and giving up some plays that we typically don't see them give up. Just a tough series for Nettleton this quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Nettleton went into the half trailing 7-0, and here in the third quarter, Little Rock Christian has scored 3 straight touchdowns. Every PAT good. Number 15, their kicker, Wyatt Thomas, has been true every single time, and with 2:16 remaining in the third quarter, Little Rock Christian has a 28-0 lead over the Raiders. Back deep for the Raiders is Keandre Pope, downtown Jaden Brown. Kicking off for Little Rock Christian is number 15, Wyatt Thomas. Thomas kicks it into the shallow kick, lands about the 28-yard line, and Ken Warren McShann calls for the fair catch at the 28. That's where Nettleton will take over, first down and 10. 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. The Raiders down by 4 touchdowns, 28-0.
Well, this is a series that Nettleton absolutely has to put some sort of an offensive rhythm together. We got to put some points on the board to kind of knock the shell off of this game and get our confidence level back on the offensive side.
Cameron Scarlett runs the ball right side up the middle. Tough run by Cameron Scarlett. He's got the first down, gain of 11. Scarlett hit the ground hard, and he is hurt.
That did not look good. He landed on the ground with his right knee into the turf and got tackled at the same time. And I suspect they're going to have to check out that right hip.
Cameron Scarlett laying face down. Now he rolls over, and he is in obvious pain. The training staff immediately, as Andy said, it was obvious by the way that Cameron, who has just been a warrior for the last 3 years for the Raiders, the all-state quarterback, Cameron Scarlett, who led Nettleton to their first 11-0 start in school history, down on the field right now, and you can just sense the concern in the air here at Raider Field as everybody concerned about number 9. Cameron, it looks like he's up and he's walking off the field with assistance. And, yes, that's his left knee that he is favoring, and he's unable to put weight on that. He's hopping off the field, and, Andy, you sure hate to see that.
Yeah, he landed awkwardly like his knee hit the turf, and I suspect that they're going to have to evaluate his left hip because he was in obvious pain. So I'll kind of check and see what they're going to look at here. And maybe his ankle. Now they're looking at his ankle.
Curtis Smith, the backup quarterback, is in. He gives the ball to Keandre Pope. Pope runs off the right side of the line, and he gets some positive yardage, a gain of, we'll call it a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders.
Well, this really has just been an unfortunate chain of events for Nettleton tonight. You know, you lose your starting running back who leads your team in rushing, and then now your quarterback is writhing in pain, and you got to go to your backup running back, your backup quarterback.
Hey, but how about that? Your backup quarterback, Curtis Smith, busts loose, gets a big gain, maybe a gain of about 15, maybe 20 yards there. 1st down Raiders, number 27, Curtis Smith. Looked good on that one.
Yeah, we've seen him come in the game before and play quarterback, and he's a very athletic kid, and he can throw the football too, but he runs with great confidence, pads low, and he runs like he means it.
Gives the ball to Keandre Pope this time. Keandre Pope hits the hole hard, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line and gained him 3. 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. 28-0. Little Rock Christian leads with 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Cortez has no problem as far as contact because a lot of times he'll come in and play special teams. He'll come in and play nickelback, and he has no problems with contact. So, you're going to see somebody who's not afraid to run the football and seek out contact.
Curtis Smith, the quarterback, in for the injured Cameron Scarlett. Curtis is going to run it himself, looking for the hole. He is wrapped up and brought down after a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders.
Well, as the 3rd quarter kind of plays out here, it looks like this is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. You look out on the field and you don't see, you don't see the offensive unit that you've typically seen the last 11 weeks.
Right.
You don't feel the same feelings, watching this team on the field out there. They're not playing with the same level of confidence. They're not playing with the same rhythm that we typically see. Hats off to Little Rock Christian and the approach that they brought tonight. I mean, they got after, they're putting 8 people in the box, trying to play man-to-man, forcing Nettleton to try to throw the football. Nettleton's been unable to throw the football through a few interceptions tonight, kind of out of sorts, and they've really rattled Nettleton and knocked them off their game plan, something we have yet to see this season, but Little Rock Christian able to do that tonight.
Little Rock Christian leads 28-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll have the 4th quarter for you. You've tuned in to Nettleton Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
With Bedrow is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Paragould and Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
Raider football on NTV, and Curtis Smith, quarterback keeper, nothing doing on 3rd down and 7. 4th quarter underway, and the Little Rock Christian Warriors with a 28-0 lead. It's going to be 4th down and 7 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett, if you're just now joining us, Cameron Scarlett went down with an injury, apparent ankle injury. They're taping him up on the sidelines. We may see Cameron go in, but it's 4th down and 7 for the Raiders right now on the 39-yard line of Little Rock Christian. Curtis Smith, Keandre Pope in the background. Curtis Smith back to pass. Throwing deep. Downtown, Jaden Brown, the intended receiver, and it is picked off. Picked off, I believe that was number 21, Keegan McCarver, who made the interception. And Little Rock Christian, with 11-13 remaining in this game and a 28-point lead, is going to take over 1st down and 10. And Andy, help me out. Is it on the 9-yard line?
Well, it's about to go back after a taunting personal foul penalty. It's going to be half the distance to the goal here. But that was a nice play by the cornerback, Keegan McCarver, senior cornerback. Nice ball by Cortez Smith. Nice tight spiral. It's a 50-50 ball for Jaden. The secondary just played it a little better. Went up to the highest point, pulled the ball down. Nice play.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Little Rock Christian from their own 4-yard line. Little Rock Christian with a 28-0 lead. 11-13 to play in this game. White in the backfield with Gittens. Gives the ball to Gittens, and Gittens running up the middle. He falls forward to about the 8-yard line. Halon Willie coming up a little bit wobbly, and let's hope Halon's all right. He seems to be fine. It's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 as the clock is ticking under 11 minutes.
Well, if you're Nettleton's defense here, you're really just looking for any bright spot to make a big play, dislodge the football, and get the football back and get some sort of momentum.
They give the ball to Gittens. He bounces out left side, has some room to run, fights off a tackle from Juan Badillo, and Halon Willie brings him down about the 20-yard line, but that's going to be a 1st down for Little Rock Christian.
Well, both of their running backs, Brian Gittens and Dyer Jones, are small. They're shifty, and both of them run very hard with low pads. They're tough to take down, and if you hit them, they're going to bounce and keep running. You have to wrap them up.
Little Rock Christian with a 28-0 lead, 10:42 on the clock. White, the quarterback, gives to Gittens. He is tackled by Javonte Wallace. Belly-to-back suplex by Javonte Wallace. And he suplexed him forward, but no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. And there's an official's timeout on the field as Javonte a little bit shaken up. You know, he had some issues, I believe, with his shoulder, Andy, and he may have re-aggravated that on that belly-to-back suplex.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to be feeling good. You know, he kind of saw him laying down the last time, had to carry him off, and then that time, however he grabbed the kid, must have aggravated whatever it was again.
Well, they grabbed him like Brock Lesnar would. 10:20 remaining in the game. Little Rock Christian with a 28-0 lead. They are milking the clock at this point in the game. Gittens and White in the backfield, and they're letting the play clock get down. They got down to 17 before they ran it. Gittens stumbles across the 20-yard line. It's going to be a gain of a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down for Little Rock Christian. 3rd down and 7.
Well, you're going to see a lot of running the football now for Little Rock Christian. Like you said, milking the clock. I'm very surprised that they snapped the ball with 18 seconds on the play clock there with the clock running. So hopefully we can do something to dislodge the football, slap at the football, punch at it, put your helmet on it, do whatever you can to get the football loose.
3rd down and 7 for Little Rock Christian. White gives the ball to Gittens, and he burst up the middle. He's got the 1st down. He's across the 40. He's across midfield, the 40, the 30, stutter steps. He is finally brought down inside the 20-yard line by Dorian Tucker. Halon Willie also in on the stop. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. The ball on the Nettleton 18-yard line.
Well, Nettleton's trying to make something happen, and they had you had a double linebacker blitz. Blake Brown come flying up the A gap and ran both of them right by the play, and then Gittens gets loose and takes off for a big gain. Really tough there for Nettleton's defense now.
1st down and 10 for Little Rock Christian. They have a 28-0 lead here in the 4th quarter. Gittens the ball carrier. He is wrapped up after a short gain. Jamie Morris in on the tackle for the Raiders. Also in on the stop is Cam Phillips. Looks like a gain of maybe a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Well, it's certainly not been Nettleton's night tonight. It really tough to watch.
Second 9 for Little Rock Christian has definitely been a tough night, and a whole lot of the reason is because of this outstanding opponent tonight. They are a perennial state title contender for a reason. Little Rock Christian with an outstanding team. They're going to throw. It is into the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, number 16, 17-yard touchdown pass makes the score 34-0.
Yeah, that's really interesting there. As far as throwing the football, you would have thought that 28-0 would be sufficient. Nice throw and catch, but the wide receiver, number 21, turned and put his finger in our guy's face and waved at it and got another unsportsmanlike penalty. That's kind of what happened down here on the interception. So not real sure what the reasoning for the taunting is on Little Rock Christian's side of the football, them being up ahead 28-0, then but now about to be 35-0. So not sure why that would be called for, but the referees are there to blow it dead and call the penalty.
So I'm sure the unsportsmanlike conduct will be assessed on the kickoff. The PAT is up, and it is good. With 8:08 remaining in the game, your score is now Little Rock Christian 35, Nettleton 0. Let's take a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll have more fourth quarter action. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
Maybe your instincts tell you not to trust everything you hear in the media. We get it. It's only human to question things. So if you're still questioning whether or not you should get vaccinated, ask the people you know right here in Arkansas who you really trust, like your doctor, people you've seen with your own eyes, the real threat of COVID, and the remarkable effectiveness of America's vaccines. That's why St. Bernard's Healthcare is asking you to take a stand with us and sit for a shot. Learn more at sitforashot.org.
And we welcome you back to the NEA Baptist broadcast position here at Raider Field. Get better with Baptist. We'll call that the Kavanaugh Auto Group drive of the night. Unfortunately, it's for Little Rock Christian. They have a 35-0 lead over Nettleton. To see Kavanaugh's complete inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to KavanaughCars.com. Make sure you hang around for the Real Estate Nate postgame show. It's going to be a quick one, I have a feeling, and also the Kavanaugh Auto Group Friday Night Lights scoreboard show after the game. Will Oswalt will have all the scores for you as they go final. He'll talk with coaches and broadcasters around the area. The Friday Night Lights scoreboard show starts at 9:30 on 95.3 and 96.9. The Ticket. Little Rock Christian with a 35-point lead. They kick off. It is a short kick. It is fielded by Ken Warren McShann. He tried to advance it, but he was down on a knee whenever he caught it. The referee correctly whistled the play dead. Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 on the 43. And look who is going back out on the field, Andy. The warrior from Nettleton, the All-State quarterback, Cameron Scarlett. The last time we'll see him on Raider Field, and you can bet he did not want for it to be him on the sidelines laying on the training table. He's back out behind center.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive because he came off the field not wanting to put pressure through his ankle, and he's playing off pure adrenaline now.
Scarlett, jet sweep to Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown lowers his shoulder and gains about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. The clock is at 7:20 and ticking. Little Rock Christian has scored 28 points here in the second half, and they lead Nettleton 35-0. Scarlett in the gun with Keandre Pope. 3 receivers up top. Hard count. Little Rock Christian holds their position. Clock is under 7 minutes now, 6:57 and ticking here in the fourth quarter.
It would be hard to imagine that Cameron's actually going to consider running the football here.
Yeah, he gives it to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope trying to find the edge. He runs out of bounds, tried to tiptoe down the sidelines, and he's across midfield to the 47-yard line. That's good for a Raider first down.
Well, putting positive yards on the field right now would be great. Being able to crack the shell and put some points on the board would also feel great, so you're not shut out here on the last game of your senior season. you can just see the pride and the tenacity of Cameron Scarlett, and you think about his entire season coming to a culmination right here. He wants to try to end it on a positive note.
Gives it to Keandre Pope, and he ends that run with some positive yardage. It's a gain of about 7, 2nd down and 3 as Keandre Pope running the ball really well, hitting the holes hard.
I think, just for your mindset, for everybody's memory, you want to try to erase that 0 on the board and at least put 7 points on the board for Nettleton's offense.
You got to keep in mind what you're looking at here is one of the greatest Nettleton Raider football teams in the history of the school. Scarlett back to pass. He throws incomplete. He may have been hit as he threw, and indeed he was. He's laying on the field in a heap, but he gets up, brought up by Garrett Campbell, and now then he's going to hobble off the field as his left ankle is just really giving him an awful lot of pain. So Scarlett makes it to the sidelines. They're going to put Cortez Smith back in. 5:12 remaining in the game and ticking. It's 2nd down and 3 for the Raiders. They trail 35-0. But, Andy, as we were saying, this is a Nettleton Raider team that has made history, and I know tonight's loss is a bitter way to end the season, but whenever we can kind of get over the pain of tonight, we're going to have an awful lot of joyful memories to look back on from this team. Unfortunately, they faced just a buzzsaw here in the 2nd round. This is a very tough, well-coached, incredibly talented Little Rock Christian team, and they have done an incredible job on the Raiders tonight. Cortez Smith, the quarterback, with the keeper. He gains maybe a little bit of yards, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Raiders, 4:17 on the clock and ticking.
Well, when you have an offense like Nettleton's had this year, they're averaging, north of 30 points a game. And we haven't seen this. We haven't seen a team be able to come in and put a game plan together and also put the athletes and the defensive approach together to put, a 0 on our side of the scoreboard. We just have not seen yet that this year.
4th and 3. Cortez Smith runs it. He's got the 1st down across the 30-yard line. Tough run by the backup quarterback, Cortez Smith. 1st down, Raiders move the chains.
As Nettleton fans, you kind of got to look here that that's your quarterback of the future right there, and so you're kind of seeing a glimpse of what next season's going to look like.
The Cameron Scarlett era comes to an end tonight here at Raider Field, but trust me, this young man is going to go down as one of the all-time great Nettleton Raider quarterbacks. The heart of a warrior for sure, and what a career he has had. Cortez Smith gives the ball to Keandre Pope. Good running by Pope, and he is slung forward to about the 22-yard line. The Raiders not quitting. With just under 3 minutes on the clock, they are driving. 35-0 the score. Little Rock Christian with a big lead over the Raiders. Gain of 7 for Pope. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Cortez Smith in the back, the quarterback in the backfield with him is Keandre Pope. 3 receivers spread up top. They give to Keandre Pope. Keandre Pope running right side, has the 1st down. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, fighting for the pylon. The Pope makes it into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders, touchdown Keandre Pope.
Well, that certainly makes the Nettleton faithful here happy to be able to take that 0 off the board with now a running clock that we have here in the 4th quarter due to the mercy rule. But for Nettleton be able to put points on the board and give the fans here, kudos to the fans for sticking it out. They're sitting here, at a ball game of obviously it's not gone Nettleton's way, and we're able to put points on the board, and people are still here cheering on their team.
Daniel Golden out for the extra point. Golden's, as he's done all season long, he kicks the ball through the uprights, and that makes the score Little Rock Christian 35, Nettleton 7. And, Andy, as you've said, obviously the season's coming to an end tonight. A historically great season for the Raiders as the mercy rule is in effect and the clock is at 1:30 and ticking. But that drive right there, that's going to send the Raider faithful home with a good taste in their mouth after a tough loss.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that kind of gives you a peek into what next year is going to look like. And next year looks great.
Sure.
There's a lot of talent on this team that's going to be coming back next year, a lot of juniors. But I will say, you know, this senior class right here has been absolutely phenomenal.
No doubt.
And I will say, from an old quarterback that lost in the second round of the playoffs whenever I was in high school, there's only one team that ends their season on a win.
That's right.
There's only one team, and there's a lot of teams that end their season in a loss.
Right.
It doesn't make it any easier.
Nope.
But this is not the end of the world, and you can always have the memories of this wonderful season, historic season like you talk about. These seniors will always have the memory of this season that they played. They'll remember the games. I still remember the games that we played. I can go back game by game by game, and the magic of the seniors being able to recall and sit down like you and I 10, 15, 20 years later and talk about all the wins and the great games that they played, and the fact that they made history. It was the first Nettleton football team to go 11-0.
Right.
It's never been done before.
Right.
So there are so many things and so many positives for this senior class to take away from this season, and they all deserve an absolute standing ovation for the product that they put on the field this season, for the way they played, the way they approached the game. There was an exhilarating season for me to watch up here in the press box. So my hats off to the seniors of this great class of 22, and what a great product, an entertaining product that you put on the field and it made all of Raider Nation proud.
They sure have done that. They have made Raider pride justified, no doubt about it. Hats off to this outstanding group of young people, this great group of seniors, the class of 2022. They're going to go down in history as one of the greatest Nettleton Raider football teams of all time. And the game is over. Little Rock Christian wins it 35-7. We're going to take a 4-minute break, and when we come back, Andy and I will have the Real Estate Nate post-game show. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. 4-minute break. When we come back, we will wrap up the game. We'll wrap up the season. Don't you go anywhere. Post-game show coming up next. Little Rock Christian wins this one. A great season comes to an end. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
You can rely on K13 Computers' 40 years of experience to help you. K13 provides you with solutions to your computing problems. Whether you need repairs or IT service for your business, let K13 be your first call. K13 also is your go-to spot for building that gaming PC. They have knowledge, experience, and the products to help you. K13 Computers, 2106 South Caraway next to Barton's Home Improvement. Call 627-5477. That's 627-5477 or visit K13Inc.com. K13 Computers.
Evolve Bank & Trust is your local source for home and business loans. Evolve Bank & Trust is making banking personal again with our friendly customer service and fast turnaround times. Your hometown bank for more than 90 years. Evolve Bank & Trust's dedicated staff can help you realize the dream of owning a home or help grow your small business with confidence. For more information, visit our office at 111 East Huntington, Suite A in Jonesboro, or call 870-933-2480. That's 870-933-2480, or check us online at getevolved.com. Evolve Bank & Trust, equal housing lender.
Your medical needs are personal, and the way you manage those needs should be personal as well. The team at Southern Home Healthcare is local, knowledgeable, and courteous, giving you the customized care you and your family deserve. When facing breathing challenges, the on-staff respiratory therapists at Southern Home Healthcare provide support and guidance just for you, and you can sleep better with the help of their CPAP and BiPAP therapy. Plus, treat your strains, sprains, and pain with the help of Southern Home Healthcare's high-quality bracing devices. Go online to southernhomehealthjonesboro.com.
With over 40 years of service, Jonesboro Overhead Door and Tri-County Garage Door is your first call for commercial, industrial, and residential overhead and garage doors. Beautiful, durable overhead doors and more. Come see us at 925 East Parker Road or give us a call at 870-932-6891. That's 870-932-6891. Check out our website at jonesboroughoverheaddoor.com. Good luck to all our area teams from Jonesboro Overhead Door and Tri-County Garage Door.
Attention members and guests.
J-Town's Grill is once again a proud supporter of the A-State Red Wolves. Make J-Town's Grill your after-game destination to celebrate another Red Wolves victory. And don't forget to come back for Sunday brunch and catch the NFL games on the big screens at J-Town's. Everything from appetizers, salads and sandwiches to burgers and wraps, all at J-Town's Grill, with indoor and outdoor seating and live music. J-Town's Grill on Johnson, right across from Centennial Bank Stadium. Check out their menu at jtownsgrill.com and like them on Facebook.
First Community Bank believes that community is everything. Our promise to stand by our customers is important in the good times, but even more important in the hard times too. As economic recovery begins, we want you to know that we are here for you. We will keep loaning money, financing homes, helping small business, and supporting this community. Banking local is more important than ever. We invite you to make the switch to First Community Bank, your local community bank.
First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. Offer of credit subject to credit approval.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers. UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Emotional scene at Raider Field as Nettleton quarterback Cameron Scarlett is walking around on the logo, receiving a hug from the defensive line coach Brian Lovins and Joseph Newhung, the kicker, Blake Tennyson out there to shake hands with the Warrior, Cameron Scarlett. What a tremendous career comes to an end tonight as Little Rock Christian defeats Nettleton by the score of 35-7, ending a historically good season, a historically great season. You're listening to the Real Estate Nate post-game show brought to you by Real Estate Nate. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. Let's just recap the game real quick and tell you that there was no score in the first quarter. The second quarter, Little Rock Christian got on the board with 8:54 remaining in the quarter. That's their outstanding running back, Javion Dyer Jones, with a 32-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good, made it 7-0. In the third quarter, it was all Little Rock Christian as they scored 3 times, and they scored one more time in the fourth. They went into the fourth quarter with a 28-0 lead. The touchdown that they scored in the fourth quarter made it 35-0, activated the turbo clock. Nettleton got on the board with a touchdown run by Keandre Pope, a 23-yard touchdown run. We'll call that the Domino's delivery of the game. And what a great night it would be for some Domino's pizza. Nobody delivers like Domino's, and that was the Domino's delivery of the game. That set the final score at 35-7. And Andy, as we said, even though the Raiders lose and the season is over, what a tremendous season it was. And with that touchdown by Pope, a junior, the ball was handed to him by Curtis Smith, who is an underclassman as well. I believe Cortez is a sophomore. He sure is a sophomore. The future, even though we're losing a huge senior class here, future looks bright for Raider football.
The future looks bright on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, and that's exactly what happens whenever you build a program from the ground up in a dynasty to where you have a bunch of great seniors that have a great season, and then you just reload. Every year you just reload. And Coach Hampton absolutely is not trying to build a one-off season. And you can look back over the last 7, 8, 9 years of his career here. He's trying to build a program that competes for a state championship year in and year out, and I believe that's what he's done.
No doubt about it. And we were just defeated tonight by an outstanding team, Little Rock Christian. For the last 3 years, they have played for the state championship. They've won one of those 3. They are an outstanding team, a tremendous program, and they just came in and took it to the Raiders tonight. If you're watching on the live stream, you're seeing just a very touching moment out there as quarterback Cameron Scarlett, the man who can only be described as a warrior, getting a hug from his senior teammate from ever since they were kids, Jorge Salas. Cameron has been out on the logo for the last several minutes, and Andy, it's as if he does not want to leave the field for the last time. That young man, his heart beats with Raider pride, his blood runs black and gold, and he doesn't want it to end.
Yeah, I hate to say, but I know exactly what he feels like. If you want to harken back to the season of 1993, where I was a quarterback here, we had a great season. We were 9-1. And we won our first game in the state playoffs, went to Berryville and beat Berryville, played great. In the second round game, we had to go play Pine Bluff Dollarway, and they absolutely hammered us, beat us 44-6. And I know the feeling of you think really you got it rolling, and you run into a buzzsaw. And, if you play the sport long enough, you're going to run into somebody who's just better than you are. And
right.
Little Rock Christian was better than Nettleton tonight.
Right.
And that's exactly why you play the state playoffs. I mean, you put the best teams in the state on the field together and just see what happens. And sometimes you run into a team that's better than you are, and that's what happened tonight. And I understand what Cameron's going through. I didn't want our season to end either. And when you put so much into it, in your mind and your body and all the preparation that you've done over the years to try to get to this point, and then it comes to an abrupt ending, it is very difficult to deal with. To certainly know what all these seniors are going through when you put blood, sweat, and tears into the football game and in those pads and on this hallowed ground right here that so many players before Cameron and the other seniors have played. But this is not the end for him. He will go on and continue to play at the next level, and he will also be able to pass this legacy on to the underclassmen that they're coming in behind him, because he has left the Nettleton program in a better position than it was. And that's what you do. You come in and you play and you set the tone for the people coming behind you, and you set the bar high to where they have to reach that, and that's the legacy that Cameron and these seniors are trying to set and Coach Hampton are trying to set for this Nettleton program.
No doubt about it. And you mentioned hallowed field. I mean, that's the same field that Gene Bradley played on. That's the same field that Wayne Dorton played on. That's the same field that Brian Carter, Andy Shatley, Roger McMillan, Derek Lawson, Nick Schaff, the great Raiders of years gone by, Cade Carter, and now the great number 9, DeAndre Henry. I got to throw his name in there as well, one of the all-time greats. Now then, Cameron Scarlett has etched his name right there with all the greats. He belongs. I mean, you talk greatest Nettleton Raider quarterbacks of all time, he's in the discussion. What an incredible career. What an incredible young man. The heart of a warrior, Cameron Scarlett.
Yeah, him and that entire senior class, kudos, like I said, to that senior class of 22. They put on a show this year. They absolutely gave you an entertainment product that was worth your price of admission every Friday night when you came to watch them play. So I want to say thank you to the coaching staff and to the seniors of this year for giving us an easy job.
Oh, it's been fun.
An easy job.
Yes.
To sit up here and highlight what they are doing. This has been a roller coaster ride, and it's been a blast from day one. Thank you for inviting me to be your tag team partner, and you're a legend here at Nettleton. And I will tell you that what you've done to feature the kids and highlight the kids in the athletic program, nobody can hold a candle to that. And all these kids need to thank you for the work that you've done for them.
Well, thank you for your kind words, Andy. You are one of the greatest athletes. Anybody will tell you that has ever come through this place, no doubt about it. And you've done a great job calling color. And Andy he could be doing other things on Friday nights, but he spent his Friday nights all football season long coming out and calling the game, done a professional job, and has really made these broadcasts a whole lot better than they would have been if it was just me up here running my mouth. So big thanks to Andy Shatley and all of our crew. I guess before we start thanking our crew, let's name the JOSM Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. And we're going to give it to the quarterback, the very talented quarterback, Walker White from Little Rock Christian. He accounted for 3 of the 5 touchdowns tonight. That young man is going to play next level. Coach Alan Johnson, who knows something about D1 talent, he told me earlier this week, this kid's going to be a D1 player. So let's go ahead and give it to Walker White and say congratulations to Walker. Congratulations to his excellent team, Little Rock Christian, for a big win, 35-7 over the Raiders tonight. Andy, it's been a whole lot of fun. Let's thank our crew here at Nettleton, Blake Isbell, who's done a great job directing all year long. Blake is he had to go home sick, and so hopefully Blake is all right, but we greatly appreciate Blake helping us out. Our camera operators, the up top camera was Brandon Troutman. Down low was Caleb Andrews. We appreciate those guys. They've done a phenomenal job for us all year long. For all the folks back at EAB who did a phenomenal job running the board. Ryan, who did the producing tonight, we appreciate Ryan. For Andy Shatley, for Coach Hampton, for everybody here at Nettleton, thank you for being a part of this magical season. It's one we'll never, ever forget, one of the greatest in Nettleton history. Good luck to Little Rock Christian as they advance to the semifinals next week, and we will be bringing you a basketball game tomorrow at Brooklyn. Nettleton taking on Berryville at 2 o'clock. So you're not done with me yet. We're going to be calling basketball season and into baseball season as well. Andy, I'm giving you an invitation right now. Come call color commentary on some Raider baseball games this year.
Well, I'm a baseball guy too, so I look forward to that.
So we'll get the band back together in baseball season. How about that?
Sounds good.
Andy, thank you so much. That's Andy Shatley, the best analyst in the game, I promise you. Andy Shatley for the great Andy Shatley. My name is Craig Miller. Thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast this year. Make sure you hang out with my great friend Will Oswalt over on 95.3, 96.9, The Ticket, for the Kavanaugh Auto Group Friday Night Light Show. For all of us here at Nettleton, thank you. God bless you. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.
You've been listening to Nettleton Raider Football on 94.1 Bob FM. This has been a presentation of the EAB Sports Network.
94.1 Bob FM is KIYS HD2 Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro, and KIYS HD2 K23.